away from the blackened cabin and the source of the explosion via carriage. The group discussed a plan to evade a rill, and we eventually made the group decision to all teleport out of Icewind Dale south to Daggerford. Abel put us all in the surrounding forests, and there we said goodbye to the group from Waterdeep, Arwen, Edelgast, and Lucia. Um, and we also met a skull that was summoned via scroll that was placed in the bag of holding. He said that he could teleport from place to place uh, by very powerful planar means, and he tried recruiting us to uh, to do a special assignment for the Lady of Pain. Uh, he was sent to recruit 14 groups, or he was sent to recruit 15 groups he only had 14 of. Um, we declined his offer uh, and said goodbye to the group from Waterdeep and took a long rest. Grin gained a level in Paladin, and the following morning, we investigated the town to see Daggerford had closed its main caravan gate, which was an uncharacteristic change from how the people that grew up there remembered it. Upon closer inspection and a few aerial sweeps of the city, we noticed that the city was devoid of organic life and rather a very sparse amount of crystalline, sort of clear on the outside, red on the inside, humanoids had occupied the city and kind of staged it after it looked like there was some forced entries to stage it to look like nothing was wrong. Um, After gathering a bit more information and seeing that there wasn't any evidence of people inside, we headed to the nearby town of Nightstone, where we saw that it was also sieged, but this time by giants who dropped boulders on the different buildings and left the town to fall apart. There had been evidence of an army sweeping through, and we talked to an old man named Ronald who was asking if we were aid sent by Neverember. Was disappointed when we told him that we were not. We didn't even know this happened. Uh, and we ended the session with him telling us of the obsidian pillar that was ripped out of the flagstones by the giants in the clouds, and uh, of a couple that lived in the ruined castle across a destroyed bridge to the south of where we were.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Tyler. All right. So, if you remember the things to consider. So, what's up, guys? The things to consider are that Let me get back to. Sorry. So, so you have not been able yet to investigate the ruins of the castle here. The old man told you there were two people living there. Um, they were two elves, he thinks, or something to that effect. Um, there is no other signs of like raids or enemies within the camp so far that you've seen. It certainly looks like people just left because there were giant boulders that basically went from the sky. You don't see any form uh, of like gore or bodies either. So those have been long cleaned up, it looks like. And then other than that, it does look like the basically houses have been ransacked in the sense that there's really nothing of use. Like there's not even food stores left within the open houses. Anything that was of value was already taken, potentially just by people leaving. And like moving out, and it does seem like the old man was probably right in the sense that people are not living here currently, even though there's whole buildings still intact, and good farmland here, simply because they just don't know when the They have no idea if the dragons, I mean the dragons, the giants are going to come back and start dropping stones, killing more people, whatever. There is also, which would be very valuable normally, a fully intact windmill, which is right here,
Really?
which are obviously priceless. Yeah, the windmill's over here, which uh, and fully intact, not it's not damaged, working because you can see it moving. So there must be a mill on the inside. Um, but again, that's fully abandoned anyway. It does seem like the majority of the reasons must have something to do with the fact that people just don't feel safe here. Um, Now, the guy did also explain to you the reason why there's not a bunch of raiders and other people, because there would be a bunch of desperate people that live on the outskirts of this. There are always people that are starving. There are always people that don't have enough food. There's always people that don't have houses. But this is a highly defensible area for a normal person. They wouldn't necessarily mess with it, and they can't even see from the outside that it's been destroyed. The only thing that would give them any kind of indication that there's been trouble here is the bridge is out, which they can see, and they can of course see the castle in ruins. But from the outside, it looks like the town's completely intact. There's nothing that denotes there's no building higher than this wall that would denote necessarily that uh, there's damage. The only building that is higher than than the wall is the church, and the church does have damage on one side. They would have to basically be on this side, like right here on this bank, to even know that there's a hole in this area here. So from that perspective, because this area is actually from the vantage point not actually visible from the wall, they can't see the damage. So a normal person would not even think to necessarily raid this place just because it looks pretty intact or fully intact. So that those are the reasonable reasons why you think this is not overrun. Because there just would be like even there's even barbarian tribes and other things that might want to take this, obviously, if they really knew it was abandoned. So that
How
don't
long
care about
ago?
giants.
How long ago did the guy say this attack happened?
8 months.
Yeah, he gave you a time frame, uh, and I mean it seems a little vague on that because he actually said that he thought it was 8 months. Doesn't know for sure.
Um,
So
okay. How long has it been since we were in the tomb?
around that time, yeah, around that time, it does line up a bit. You don't exactly know because time was all fucked up when you got out, but you've only been out for a couple months, but remember you also came out during a weird time dilation. So 8 months does seem right when you think about like what happened with Neverember, and because he said you had been gone for a couple months if you remember. So you just don't know exactly.
Yeah,
But
I
that
think
uh, yeah.
yeah, I think we were in the tomb itself for like 8 months, so it might have been right after we entered it.
Yeah.
So, should we try and get into this castle?
Yeah, before we do that, could we just get the names of the people that live there, just so we don't seem like raiders or outsiders? We can kind of call to them.
Did what's his name know their names?
He didn't tell them to you, but doesn't mean he doesn't know them necessarily. You'll have to go find. He's gone back into his house though.
Um,
Yeah.
you're asking the name of who ran this place, or
No, who's currently living in the castle?
Yeah, he said two younger elves were
Yeah.
living in the castle. Yeah.
It might be good to maybe get their names, uh, just so we don't seem like total weirdos trying to sneak in.
Yeah, I head back and I try and find him again to see if he knows their name.
Sure. So you go into the church and you walk around and you're surprised, Grin, because you can't like you yell out to him, nothing. You're respectful of his property, but after 5-10 minutes you walk in, um, uh, and you don't seem to be able to find him. But make an investigation check.
I'll aid you in that because I'm
You're
nearby.
gonna come in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move your thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Enable. Are you where? Or that's what am I saying? That's
That's a 7.
John. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's odd that he's not in here. And by the way, now that you've been in his house, you see that there is a decent amount of damage on this side that you couldn't necessarily see from the road. but a boulder has actually like taken out the back like left side of the house where like air is just coming in, and you're like, huh.
Right, sorry, I was just trying to get my screens around here. Um, I would try to kind of peek through the door from here while they're in there investigating.
Yeah. Yep. You
Just
want to
keep
take
an
it?
eye on things.
Okay. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
I'm in the church.
there's a visible feel to some kind of magical signature that's been left behind. You can do something like you can do an Arcana check, Henri. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a very powerful artifact level magical item for sure. You think it was one of those Netherese artifacts. It has the same feeling that you felt within the tomb, and it's so powerful that it left behind some kind of like vague magical signature. So yeah, you are sure now that this is some kind of Netherese artifact.
Hmm.
So did this guy bolt on us? What the hell?
Who?
Yeah, Grin.
The old guy.
Yeah, so Grin, if that's
He
what
was
you
saying that
assume,
out
you look
loud.
out. No, I know. And if that's what you assume, you look back and you're so confused because you don't know. Like, okay, so let's say he did bolt, and you look. It's like, how the hell did he get past us? Where is
Also,
he?
he made a whole
Yeah,
big deal about this being his home
yeah.
Yeah.
and how he'll never leave. And
Uh,
I
it's
feel like we'd
possible.
recognize a ghost by now.
Well, I want to
Wouldn't be the
say
first
that
ghost.
Kino, didn't you do Divine Sense anyway?
I did do divine sense as
Yeah,
soon as
yeah.
we walked.
Kino would have picked him up if he was a ghost.
I'm gonna call out for him. Like,
No. I'm just letting that's out of character for Kino. I'm just letting you know, Kino, you definitely would have picked it up. But
I would have known if he was a ghost.
I'm gonna like legit start shouting his name.
We'll keep an eye out. There has to be more than just him living here. So and if we can't find him, we'll just go introduce ourselves to the people in the keep.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get across that bridge, but I got nothing.
think real
I'm
hard. Yeah, Grin will point out that it's not just the 10-foot gap; it's the 10-foot gap and the fact that the bridge rises. That's difficult. So
Also, the
Grin
bridge
could
is
probably just
rickety.
make. Yeah, that too. That as well. It's not stable. Yeah.
Abel, you got some kind of bridge maker?
I can fly.
Okay, that works too.
How much do you weigh?
Rude. No. I
Grin's a
without
lady?
you know, not yet. I don't know what that means. Uh, I got about 400 pounds on me.
Hmm. Maybe I can make you
I
fly.
I would also like to
Um,
point out I still have my fine steed. I could maybe bridge the gap with the fine steed. Maybe.
So we walk across your horse.
Well, no, I'm saying the horse can get a running
ride
jump
the
and
horse over there. Oh, we have the
yeah,
griffin. Oh,
it's a giant owl. Is it a goat? I thought it was an
it's a
owl.
giant owl. It was something that flew. Yeah.
Um,
Would you like to fly?
I'm hesitant to use a spell slot on something like this when it feels like we can come up with a material solution, but I'm hanging out with a bunch of magic people, so I probably shouldn't.
I mean, April could always whip up a big board that we walk across.
That's
I
like I need like a 20-foot board. I guess we could rip out one of the pikes or something in the wall and do something, but that's
I also don't
some
think we
very
can move
heavy
these
live
boulders.
loads.
Chris, how up? Like it's 10 feet across, but how high up does it rise?
significant. It's so basically it's almost 10 feet up too. The way that not all the way through, but it's like, so for instance, if you go
I
down to
mean,
the bottom here.
it's water, so I could just,
Yeah. If you
walk
fail, you
across
do
and
just
climb
fall
up.
in the water. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could just climb down in the water, walk across, and go up. I mean,
Does this the on the other side? Does it look like we can just walk, like climb up the earth?
Tough. It is possible, but it's tough. It's pretty
Mhm.
steep, but yes, possible. Yeah. But it is
Well,
steep. It's actually made so that a normal human breacher could actually not do this because it's all loose gravel. So it is very tough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Tom, how strong is Grin? Is Grin an 18?
He's only a 16.
Okay, because I'm thinking hypotenuse in my head. If it's 10 feet up and 10 feet across, doesn't mean that the distance would be about 15 feet.
from the side view, it looks like it's like 15 feet.
I mean, the problem
But you
is
probably won't.
it's not really a long jump. It's like half long jump and half high jump.
Right.
Yeah, that's
If
the
it was
hard part.
straight across, I could definitely jump 15 feet.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like it's like
Whenever
10
you
feet
jump,
forward and 5 feet up.
that's the problem. Right.
That's a
So
way harder jump.
yeah, and I think the math works out to it being a little more than 5 feet across. But yes, if you look at these, because these are the actual squares, it's
Yeah,
probably, but yeah,
it's like
it's fine.
10
So
feet forward and
yeah,
like 5 feet up.
yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting because, like I said, it's the thing is, this was specifically made this way on top of it. Even when you walked across it, this thing was a little perilous. It's
Mhm.
made this way. It's just made so that, like, at any point, if they had to knock this thing down while there was an invading army too, they would do that as well. So it's made for you to fall, essentially.
I
For
mean,
a
we could do
non for a
some ropes and
non-magic
crawl across it.
Yeah, you guys would know this. For a non-magic, non-resourced town that is not guarded by a Lord Alliance thing, this is as good as it. Like this one's kind of genius. Like this is
All
a
right,
really good defense.
this is what I could do. I can go and find the biggest board we can find and hook up a plank off this side and shorten that up to a distance most of us could make. We could lash it
Yeah.
down on this side and get like halfway across and make it an easier jump.
Should we also maybe call out to them?
Yeah, I mean we could try that
Sure.
first.
Oh yeah,
Just
maybe they have a board in there or something that they can lower.
yeah, and plus, I'm imagining if if it looks like we're sneaking up on them, they could just kick the board out. So why
Well,
don't
it's
we?
gonna be on our side, but yeah, I mean they could do any number of horrible things to us as we jump across.
Yeah. So why don't we? I'll walk up with Grin. Um. Yeah, I'll kind of put two fingers in my mouth and do like
Wait,
a
hold
whistle.
on. I'm
Oh,
gonna stop you before you do that. Henri, can your pseudo dragon turn invisible? Oh, gonna walk all the way back.
Yeah, you walk back and ask her. Yeah, better Bolt can turn invisible on whim. Yep.
Should we send in an invisible scout just to,
yeah, sure.
I'd hate to give up an element of surprise in case they have a problem.
I mean, we'll see.
I'd love to not get into a fight with them, but if we have to, I would rather they don't know we're coming.
That's fair. I also walk all the way back to tell them this, and then I walk back.
Because Henri just
That's
walked
fine.
onto the bridge.
Henry, get the fuck over here.
I'll be honest, if they want to get a fight with us instead of talking, then I'm kind of okay
Sorry.
getting in a fight with them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If they want to fight, I'd rather they don't know we're coming.
They're gonna know we're coming when we have to breach the giant, the giant gap in the bridge. That's
Not
but
necessarily.
yeah. So
Can you speak through your pseudo dragon like a regular familiar?
Yep.
Like, could you just, if they spot it, or if you see them and they look like not a threat, we can like give them a "we come in peace" message. Can you tell the pseudo dragon to say that?
Correct.
Oh, I thought
You
it
can tell.
spoke.
only
It speaks
Eldos
with his
does.
mind. It speaks with his mind. It's
Okay, well,
telepathic.
as long as it can deliver a message.
That actually might be better if you telepathically deliver the message, so it can just say, "Hey, there's friendly people at the bridge that are willing to help you. If you just give them the chance to have a conversation,
We'll
just give her a wide
uh,
berth."
yeah.
Yep. Okay, show me where you want. You can use your miniature, Henri, but just show me your patrol path and everything, and where you want the pseudo dragon to actually go. Yep, that's good too. Perfect. No, no. So when you start flying around and looking in like the sides, it does not look like there are any windows. However, there's a huge open. Exactly. There is a hole. And when you look inside the hole and the outsides of where this is here, um, so there's exposed rooms that have been exposed to the elements, and then there's closed doors, and there's not even furniture or anything within these rooms. It looks like whoever has done this has kind of like either repaired doors or sealed off this whole thing as if now it's closed with just open half rooms out to the air. So this part is closed theoretically. Even though it's open, it's not like the pseudo dragon could like fly through any open spaces here. When you but before, and that's what it can see. But before it even gets there, Henri, it's going to tell you that this entire area here has the glow. Like there's something glowing here, which means there's magic here. All around this area. Um, so it can't actually cross this. It's too timid to cross this thing yet without like asking your permission, obviously. But this whole thing is surrounded by magic. It does see other sparkles of magic within the castle, but it doesn't know what they are. Yeah, either there's a spell associated with it or something that's going on. But yeah.
Are we getting a ping on the map?
Oh yeah, we should probably take the map out, huh? Volo's map.
Oh,
Right.
good call.
Look at the big brain on Grin.
I'm in my wheelhouse again, siege and castles and shit.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
there are magic. So when you look at it, there are magic. There it's that definitely activated as if there are magic items, but nothing within this immediate town. There's nothing. There's no magic items within this immediate town. But when you go back and start traveling, it'll give you directions on where you can go to find magic items. But so far, no, there's nothing in the immediate town.
Grin, for the future reference, when we're trying to sneak into not sneak, but we're trying to announce our presence to a destroyed castle, you don't say our wheelhouse is storming castles. You don't. That's not good manners.
I think
I
we should
don't
be
think you heard
forthright
me.
about why we're here. We're not here to move in. We're here to find things that will help us.
We just
Right.
want information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's where Butterball is currently.
No, I worry for her. Just
Yeah,
bring her back.
probably not until we know what it is. She's not a familiar you can reconjure.
Yeah. This castle seems very unfamiliar.
Mm.
Yeah. Grin, stand behind me just in case.
Just in case of what?
I don't know, just in case they decide to throw arrows at us or something.
Being in front of arrows is like that's my thing. That's my whole
Yeah,
thing.
you're fine. I'm wearing armor. Like, I know you can take hits, but I don't even want them to do damage to you. So,
What's your HP again?
well, I'm not saying it's how hardy I am. I'm saying I have the plate armor on. So,
I have half plate armor.
well, I'm twice as armored as you then.
All right, just do whatever you're gonna do.
All right, I kind of put two fingers in my mouth and I whistle.
Mhm.
Weapons away, shield away,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep. Yeah, and right. No, I know.
yeah.
You wait for 5 minutes, but there's no response. No stirring. So this area here that you can see, this is where the ramparts would be where like they could like look out and start firing arrows at you. Let me show you. And there's this area here, there are arrow slits. You just can't see them because you're not in the right vantage point.
Mhm.
So this would be a great place for on both of these sides for people to pepper you with arrows. They look empty for now. I mean, there's nothing there. So again, this place fire arrows. This place could fire arrows. There's nothing. No response.
Um.
Can you like
Okay.
tell them we're here to check the place out, and like if we're not like warlike and like but don't attack us, so like things will be cool. I don't like if they want to ambush us, then they have a fight, but otherwise we're just gonna probably walk around there and then walk out. Right?
Yeah.
Like how big a force do you think is here?
My instinct tells me that if there is someone here, they aren't so powerful that they don't feel like they need to hide. So if they're whoever's in there, I don't know, it's probably not a huge threat to us. Otherwise, they would be, flying up out of the castle and saying, "Who goes there?"
That's
I mean,
fair.
we've fought dragons, and he raises his voice really loud when he says that. I mean, like, what's going to be in there that we got to worry about?
Yeah.
Let's get across this bridge.
All right, Abel. Find the biggest board you can. Maybe two.
I'll help.
Yeah, so I go to this destroyed house here by the gate and look for biggest timber I can, and even if I got to cut it out of the ceiling or something.
I'm gonna help with mending.
That's fine. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. So it'll take you time, but so after an hour, you guys have what you need, which is what are you ask? You asking for a 15-foot plank or 20-foot plank? Abel?
Longest plank I can get. If I can get one that goes across, then that's even greater. Otherwise, I'm going to lash one on to our side of the ramp,
Yep.
diving board style, lash it down to the floor so that we can run across and dump the
Yeah.
rest of it.
So Abel, with enough time, if you want to spend 3 hours, you have enough wood to build a makeshift little bridge, like a ramped up bridge on one side and ramped up bridge on the other side. And with magic and other means, you can absolutely like build a structure that's hardy enough. But it's going to take like 2 or 3 hours.
I'm comfortable with that. If people want me to hurry up, then I'll try
No,
to.
I'll help you. I have an axe.
Yeah. While that's happening, Honor, you want to check out this windmill?
Oh,
Okay. All right. Abel, do me a huge favor. While you're building this,
Mhm.
uh, give me a roll.
Or
Just a standard D20 roll. I have to look
okay.
at your character sheet.
That's right. I'm looking for roll 20 for this thing on the side.
Yep.
What is the
Click.
command? It's been forever.
Exclamation point.
Summation. Yep. He does not have a 20.
What did you roll?
3.
Okay.
In
all right,
most
cool.
crafting checks, that's like a 17.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. It is. This is not a crafting check. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So Abel, you're basically. It's just gonna take you. Go ahead and give me a crafting check as well. Let's see how well this thing is built. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome, but just see if we get a nat one.
Same, 17.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, Abel, you're able to build this pretty effortlessly. It's just gonna take the full amount of time. As Abel, by the way, as Abel is as you're building this, Abel,
Mm.
you see at first, give me a perception check
All right.
because if you see something massive under the water, but just give me a perception check.
26.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a nat 20.
You see
Yep, nat 20.
you see incredibly clearly a large, almost impossibly large for the entire like area that you're in. You're actually surprised to see when you don't know how it's possible in your mind, but you see this incredibly large, uh, very nasty looking sea monster in the shape of a turtle, like crazy large.
Whoa.
You've never
I'm
seen one of
glad we didn't
you
swim.
you've never seen one of these before, but it looks like it could like take you guys. This is like a really dangerous looking creature.
Would I guess huge size, large
Yeah.
size,
It's
bigger?
it's literally squeezing in, so it's at least taking up
Four
the
by
entire
four or
volume of
whatever?
this. Yeah, it's at
Wow.
least this. It's big.
Oh, so maybe swimming across was a bad idea, and he points to it. We should back up a little bit here. I'll edge back to like, the wall here.
Yep. You also notice as it's swimming abound that the thing is taking some kind of cues to circle this entire area. Um and you with your amazing perception check, you think this creature is somehow being controlled.
Huh.
Huh.
Erastus is gonna walk up behind Abel and he's gonna be like, "Oh well, I've seen many things in my day, but I'll tell you what, that's a big turtle."
Ryan,
Ryan,
yeah.
oh shit, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Oh no, get him out of here! What are you doing here?
Yep.
Tyler
Gosh.
just races against turtles. We're all the same to him.
Look, there's so many turtles happening right now.
Now, so
Oh, yeah,
here's
I'm gonna try to
here's-
identify this
here's
creature.
yeah. Well, that's gonna be tough. You would have to be able to like. What do you mean? You want to do a nature check on it?
Nature, if that's applicable, yeah.
You can try to do a
Arcana,
nature
whatever
check
it
on
is.
what you did. You can try to do a nature check on what you've seen. Here's the other thing. Abel will eventually start pointing this out, but no one in the group can see it. Meaning that like Rin, you're like, I don't see anything in the water. Um, uh, but Abel, you are incredibly perceptive. So, Grin, what's your perception just to make sure?
My passive,
Yeah, you're passive.
It's like
14.
a turtle the
All right,
size of
so
that church.
yeah, so go ahead and do a perception check in the water. Abel's gonna try to point out an area right now. It's here.
It's got like a big hard shell on the back,
15.
like Orion.
15. Yeah, you don't actually see it. You don't now it is under the water, Abel. The turtle that is completely submerged under the water is this giant thing, but you're so good at seeing this that you just know that it's there. And and you can also like see the outlines, and that's how you even know it's a turtle. You've been watching this whole thing. It does move out of your view here after a little bit. Um so you're not sure what's going on if it's just a perception thing. Gren, uh you didn't see it. You did see the water like get displaced a little bit, but you didn't see like the giant turtle itself. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me too, Grin.
Guidance if it's a check from Orion.
If it is a check, I need to make it at disadvantage. So
It is a check. Yeah, it is a check.
Guidance.
and what does guidance do for me?
It gives you a D4.
Oh, actually, I'm not exactly sure this is a check. Let me just see something real quick. This may not actually be a check. Sorry. Hold on one second.
Well, I actually rolled two of the same number, so
Oh my
Come on.
god.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure that that this is actually correct. So give me 1 second. This may not be a
Oh,
check.
okay. That's how you got that. I saw the 28 come up. I
Yeah,
was like,
I'm
wow.
sorry. This is not a check. Actually, it's not a
okay.
check.
Well, I rolled a 14 and a +1 for the guidance, if guidance is applicable.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
not a
then I
check,
just rolled
yeah.
a 14.
That's fine. What is just out of curiosity? Because for some reason I can't pull it up. D&D Beyond's acting weird. What is your wisdom modifier?
0.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So anyway, so you start looking and you don't see anything. Abel, you're gonna wait till it passes around and comes back again. Um. All right. After you guys wait, after like 10 minutes or so, it does come back around. Abel, do you want to point? You can see it now. Do you want to try to point out the Gren?
I'm trying to point it out. I'm going to do it from behind the wall because it is awfully big.
Yeah. Gren, go ahead and do a perception check to see if you can see it now.
Orion's also going to take a perception check.
Okay.
Could
go for it.
Could I call that with aid since he's pointing out for me?
He's also going to
you can
guidance you then.
Yep. You can do that with guidance. Yeah. 17.
17. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually see this now. You can see the turtle.
Do we know what
Orion,
it
go
is
ahead and do.
besides big turtle?
Not yet. Orion, you can. Orion can also make a perception check there.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I can't. I have to do it manually. $25.
Okay. So Orion still can't see it, even though he's sure that he should be able to see this thing, the way that you guys are saying it. But again, it's under the water. So Abel, when you go through and start like showing Orion, exactly where it's at, he can't see it for some reason. He explains to you he can't see it. He says he thinks he'd be able to see it underneath the water, but he can't.
Have you ruled out the possibility that maybe you two are getting hoodwinked there?
What do you mean?
And I'm not seeing something
Maybe
that's not there.
well, maybe Butterball said that there's some sort of magic around this place. Maybe there's a little bit of that same magic he's whispering is kind of creating an illusion that'll keep us away now.
I'd hate to be wrong about it.
Grin's just gonna stare blankly.
It might be kind of a warning that's not actually there, because let's be honest,
It's a good
I-
warning.
it's convincing, except I don't see it. So it's not. I don't see disturbance in the water. Correct.
Right. Yeah, you don't see the disturbance in the water or any of the telltale signs of something.
So
being
Orion,
moving.
what would a really giant turtle like to eat?
Maybe like a really big piece of lettuce, or like a really big strawberry,
That's what they're into?
or like maybe I don't know. Does Orion know what dragon turtles eat?
No, not necessarily. He would know of kind of like unfortunately John's not here to delve into this part because like he wasn't really born in a place or even like set up in a place where there would even be dragon turtles. So he would just, he would be probably interested in what this thing was, but probably not be like an expert in any of this.
This is beyond my wheelhouse.
Um, there are. Is fishing a toolkit?
Probably.
Now you are finished building the bridge.
Yeah.
Uh, and the other thing that's so Abel, you built this bridge really well.
Yep.
And Grin, you can clearly see that the bridge is built well. Orion will also tell you, since he's the only one over here right now, that the only thing that he's concerned with the bridge when he's looking at it is that the under like pinnings of the bridge itself still don't look all that stable. But Abel, you're pretty sure it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
Because he has a 16, right? Is that correct? Do you have his character sheet up? I think he has one of the highest passives. The
Orion has a 17.
17. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay,
He's
so
got
he
a
still
17.
thinks.
I got a 16.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Well,
that's what I thought. So he thinks that the underneath of this could still be a little rickety, but he'll go with your judge. He'll trust you if you think it's good. So
let's get
I
the girls back here, and I'll go over first.
okay.
Why don't we give it a test run, not over the possibly dragon turtle infested waters?
Over where then?
I don't know,
How
between
are you
two
going to do
stones.
that?
Just put it in, just does it have a little bit of a curve to it? Maybe have someone walk across it on the dry land.
I mean, I feel like we just spent all this time building it on the bridge.
Time is attaching it to the ramp.
Oh, is it?
Board is sound technology. It's wood. It
Yeah,
holds weight. It won't break.
Okay.
it's bolted in. It's not something that he could easily just take apart now.
Also,
Sorry,
from what I interpreted, the bridge, the new part of the bridge that we just made is good. It's the rest of the bridge. That looks like
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay.
This
I
piece looks like
misunderstood.
it's solid. Yeah.
I thought it was a piece that we'd slide over the top of it and we were building back in the. Okay, that makes sense.
No, we spent hours making something much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'd prefer not to be the first one across it, but maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
go. Well, no, I think the way we should do it is maybe have the lightest person go first and then eventually work up to the heaviest person. I think that's how it works in situations like these.
Maybe, but I also have danger sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Maybe
mean,
we should
I
go
have
find those
armor
other
and
two.
kind of tough. And if it breaks, I can just teleport back.
Do we see anything in the windmill?
Boots.
Oh, so when you go inside the windmill, it's actually empty. However, the windmill itself is operational. So inside, it is like it is a little larger than a 5 foot area on the inside with a spiral up, and there's still grain that's been milled on the bottom, where like I guess the people that before they left had literally just left, and there's still grain in there. It's still churning away and making the flour. It's only like a couple bags worth in the reservoir, but you could take a couple bags of flour.
I'll take one bag of flour.
Okay, you can. Yep. Just one more bag if you want to do it. This is yeah. There's 2 full bags. Yeah.
Bulls like, was it straight cut gears or cogs or worm gears? What
Cogs.
kind did
It's
they use
cogs.
in there?
Yeah, it is cogs. They'll tell you it's pretty primitive cogs. There's only 6 spokes on these cogs. So whoever made it wasn't the best at making windmills, but there's 6 of them, so it's pretty strong. It pounds it the flour is pretty fine.
Guess that would do for here.
Yeah.
If we were going to be here anytime, I'd want to upgrade that, but
Okay. That's it. Okay. All right.
What's up?
Well, you're gonna run up that board and jump across and try to land as lightly as possible. Like absorb it with your legs as you land across.
And don't land on the that there dragon turtle beneath us in the water, swimming around, doing a little lap.
You guys aren't going to be able to see. I don't think your perception's high enough. What who does anyone have a higher passive perception than 15?
I have a 16.
No, I'm sorry, not yet. Any of the new people that are looking. Do you have anything higher than a 15? Okay.
I have a 15.
Okay. Just go ahead and make another perception check to look closer. You know.
Guidance. I have to do. Oh, that's a nat one.
Yeah, you don't see it yet.
Yeah, that's a total of 7. So yeah, with a nat one.
Yeah, you don't see it yet. All right. Well, what do you guys want to do?
So I'm gonna try and get across as carefully as possible.
Okay. All right. So Grin starts walking through. He gets to the middle. Everything's fine. He gets to the middle, and Abel, your bridge gives way like in a clean break in the middle. You're like, what the fuck? Like you can't even believe this. You know you built that well, and
Obviously.
it snaps perfectly too. It doesn't fail. It literally just like it's almost like a trap door opens and Grin, you fall into the water.
Can I,
Fortunately, go ahead.
with my danger sense, can I make a ditch
You
effort to
can.
jump the rest of the way?
You totally can. That's what I was about to say. So you fall in the water unless so go ahead and do a dexterity saving throw because you are halfway through. So first do a dex save because this is going to be tough. If you can do the dex save and you succeed, you have enough leverage to try to like grab the ledge and push your body off.
16.
All right, so that's enough to try. So, go ahead and go ahead and give me a athletics check in this case, I guess, because you're gonna use your strength to push off. So you did have enough. Yeah, okay, so Gren,
Okay.
you're actually able to get over to the other side. You make it. You don't even have to hang. You were good. But now your contraption is literally just hanging there. Like Abel. It's like it was built.
Abel runs up in disbelief that his
Yeah,
item broke.
it's like it was
Abel, what
literally
the
built
hell?
for this. It's like it was built to be a trap almost.
Who did that? I'm like trying to figure out what, like, if someone shattered it or something.
Yeah, you look and you can't figure it out. There's actually so when you start looking from the other side, it actually was never. It looks like it was never completed from the middle, and both sides of it were built with hinges that you clearly do not remember building or ever built on each side as well.
I'm gonna take the gem of true seeing out and
Yep.
expend a charge, and I'm gonna start the 10 minutes of looking around with true sight for 120 feet.
Yeah. So first and foremost, when you look at the actual contraption that Abel built, it is what it is. It looks exactly like it does. There's no illusion or anything. When you start looking, now you haven't actually seen the dragon turtle yet, but when eventually when the dragon turtle does come around back, and this time, by the way, Abel, what the dragon turtle does is it gets to around here, and then it starts squeezing into there. You point it out, but you can't see it yet.
Okay.
You don't know if this is an illusion or not yet, Kino. But if it is an illusion to like make it invisible or something, you can't see it either though. So let's say it was invisible, you still can't see it. So
I mean, there it is right there in the fork.
yeah, you tow them and you run over, you try your best, but you just can't see through the
so
water.
big it goes over there to the center to turn around and then it comes back
Yeah.
in.
And then what you do is so now that you've got a really good look at it, you see you point out the dark shadow, but Kino, you can't see the dark shadow at all. Like at
Uh,
first you're like, well, so you don't know what's going on. I mean, if it's an illusion, it's a personal one to Abel and a personal one to Grin because Grin screams he can see it too. But there is no dragon turtle there with the gem of true seeing.
huh. I think there might be other stuff at play here, Abel. So I don't see it, and this gem would make it so I could see it.
I mean, those are, yeah. I mean, I know what that does. That would do.
Yeah, Kino, the only thing that you can think of too, the only other thing that would make sense is maybe if like someone did like detect magic or something and you could see inside the water where the dragon turtle was to see if it's an active illusion, detect magic will actually it'll, light up or whatever.
Yeah, I just don't think that it
I
would
mean,
reach.
should I check the? Can someone? Well, I probably if I did it, it wouldn't be. Can someone do a detect magic and see if there's like a spell on me?
I don't. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you would have to do it. You or Henri.
All right, I'd do it. It's always better to have like an outside, but let me. I would do it as a ritual too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm just sitting here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're exercising caution now, right?
I mean, you maybe. Yeah, just
Holler if you
Yeah.
need help. I start
Yeah,
casting.
I'm not that far away. I'm just right here.
So he'll take 10 minutes to cast
Okay.
the ritual, and
All right.
then
Cool. Good deal. All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Grin just to make sure he's not in any danger.
Yeah.
He's just gonna sit and eat a ration.
Yeah. So if you guys go ahead and do detect magic on Henri, you'll notice that Abel lights up as if like it's not just his magic items. He has an entire magical aura set around him. You can briefly see, and Abel, once yours is set up, you can see it on Grin. You can't see it on yourself, but you can see it on Grin.
there's, and I'll describe the aura or
No, there's not.
whatever
There's
I see on him.
Yeah, or if you look at Henri, she doesn't have it. Hino doesn't have it. No one else has it but you and Grin.
What? How did? Hmm.
All right, I think.
Believe I.
I
It
think we should
tells you. It
fly
tells
over.
you the school of magic. So you both. It's detect magic does tell you the school of magic, doesn't it?
I think with an
Yes.
Arcana check it does, or something like that. Yeah. Or maybe I'm. Yep.
Yeah, you both have enchantment magic surrounding you.
Someone really doesn't want us to come in.
Yeah, but they're cheating to do it, so at least they don't actually have a dragon turtle. Although that would be kind of neat.
Are dragon turtles by nature aggressive?
I mean, might
Not
be
if
an
we're being
enchantment.
enchanted to see things.
I'm being tricked into seeing it. Or
Not
No, if
if
they're
it's.
creating illusion, we'd all see it.
It could be personal too.
messing
Sounds
with
like it's
my head,
personal.
which I hate.
All right, I'm going to motion to Grin.
Can I think of what spell that would be?
You can try do an Arcana check. There's very few, so do an Arcana check to try to figure it out.
23.
Okay. There's only one spell that you know of, that you've heard of, that you can't even cast, but you've read about it, that could possibly do this, and it's modify memory, and it's happening in real time. It only lasts for 10 minutes though. Modify memory, you don't know the details from, but it's a very powerful spell.
It's like a memory modification spell. Can you cast these? Do I know that it
Can you
lasts?
cast? You can tell Henri. Can you cast 5th level spells? No, right? Oh, you can. What am I saying? Oh, that's right. You're level. Yeah. But you do not have modify memory in your spell book. You did not choose it, correct? Yeah. Eh, Right. So it's you just know that it's a very complicated. You'll say you've heard of it and you don't know any of the details, but it's very very complicated, very powerful if used like deviously. But you also know the good news is it's only going to last for 10 minutes anyway. It can only last for 10 minutes.
Do I know it would last 10 minutes or?
Through Henri explaining
Okay,
this, you would
cool.
you
Okay.
would know. Yeah, yeah. It can be
All right.
cured, but you don't know how. There's a way to get it off you, but you don't know how.
I'm cool with the fail, but one quick thing is if there's a secret roll, table actually gets advantage on mental saves
Oh, okay.
in the future.
So how does that work? How does yeah, no, that's really good to know. How does that actually work though? Like if it's a secret roll, um, how
You
does
would
it
roll.
work in your
You would
character class?
roll 2 dice, I guess, or whatever. Or
No, I know that, but like, what is the flavor text say?
oh no, all of his intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saves are at advantage.
Oh,
It's a racial thing.
gotcha. Yeah, that's good to know.
It's
Sorry,
not if it's
that's
secret. It's just I'm letting you know.
right. Thank you. Yeah. No, we can. So in the
Oh
future,
no.
yeah,
I
we'll
failed it.
definitely
It's
know.
fine. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Forget it myself.
they're going to be. That's the way that I do the secret roll. We just haven't had one that's come up yet. I don't want people to know if it's an action, a save, or whatever, and I don't even really want to know I don't want you to know what the modifier is. Which is why, because it's something that's if it's especially if it's something cast on you, and I'm not saying in this case it was, but if it was cast on you, the reason why is because if I say make a wisdom saving throw or
Oh, I
make a
I I
intelligence
get
saving
it.
throw,
It's
yeah.
it's
No,
a
this is
Yeah.
not
weird
just for
ability
you. It's
that
just
I
yeah,
have. It's
yeah,
fine.
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I also have stuff that affects saves. Just in case. I know we have a lot of different stuff in play too. So
Yeah.
like, I won't metagame if you say make a saving throw. I just want to make sure it's being added correctly.
Cool. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I mean, does anyone else have for the future? Does anyone else have is it all saving throws? That's is it
All
one of those
saving
specific
throws
ones?
within 10 feet of me.
But is that something that you light up or do you have it always?
That's aura of protection. I always have it.
Okay, awesome. Yep. I thought aura protection was charge. Awesome. That's cool.
No, yeah, all friendly creatures within 10 feet of me add my charisma mod to their saving throws, and so
Very
it's a
cool.
+3.
Okay. That's good
Mine's
to know.
just the racial.
I
I
only
put it
have
in the
danger
dice
sense.
roll.
Yep, cool. Awesome.
I mean, it's good to know that this is what's happening, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's slightly worrying that they're doing spells like that, but I mean, we don't mean them any harm, so I don't see there being a problem. Worst case scenario.
This hasn't come up yet, but that means everyone should remember. I'll read it, but that also means that all death saving throws for everyone in the group are +3.
Yep.
If that's the case. So yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep.
I thought you can't modify death saving throws.
It says it's in fact
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
well, it says all saves apply to them as well, just like a month game proficiency, and all saves means they also apply the proficiency bonus to death saves as well. So
Cool.
I agree that's crazy, but um I'll double check that but that's what it says that's actually the example it gives.
There's
Aura
a
protection and
new
death saving
racial
throws.
power out there that gives advantage on him.
Yeah,
Advantage on
death saving
death
throw?
saves?
Yeah.
Wow.
Reborn.
Shit.
yeah, it's bonkers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should I throw you guys a rope or?
Yeah. I'll just kind of reach out and just take the end of the rope, and I'll just pull it over with Mage Hand.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, Grin, it must be +3 because it says right in the PHP, it says you are in the hands of fate now, aided only by spells and features that improve your chances of succeeding on a saving throw, which this
Okay.
does. So,
Mhm.
yep, crazy. Yep, cool.
It's been a long time since I played a paladin.
Yeah, I
I
forgot.
didn't even
I've
know
actually
that.
played a paladin. I forgot for some reason. I thought it took something like concentrate. I thought the aura was an active thing, but it's not apparently.
Yeah, I've actually never even thought about that as with death saves. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so you have the rope.
When the bridge fell
Orion.
away, it just swung down like it's just two halves of a bridge.
Yep. What ended up happening is, Abel, you're smart enough to put this together. What ended up happening is you were under the spell while your memory is being modified in real time. What that means is that you built the bridge expertly. However, whoever was in control of you during the spell had you build it specifically to basically go away. That's how powerful the spell is. So it's powerful. So you
He
don't know if the spell
seems
could have made you like you don't think you don't know, but I guess it's possible the spell could make you like jump in the water, maybe kill yourself or whatever. You don't think so, but it's possible. But it did make you do this, and this certainly would have been against your nature to do this. So
Abel seems like embarrassed, pissed, a little flushed at this
Yep.
whole thing.
It's like the most emotion we've ever seen out of Abel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone forced him to botch a
I
construction
can't believe
effort.
I
Yeah,
fell for that.
and
Kino's
by
going to
the
start
way,
testing bending.
this will be
I'm
important later in the
sorry.
future too. This will be important to you in the future as well. You're sure, and you can explain this to the group, but you're sure that no one see the way that this spell is some kind of mental loophole, because what it actually did is it didn't actually force you to hurt your friends or anything like that. What it did is it essentially made you remember building this a certain way while it basically stopped you from putting in necessary steps in order to make this a secure bridge. It's a very complicated effect that is done by wizards that can cast fifth level spells in meta terms. So you know that this is interesting.
While
Like this
Abel
is
is sad that
yeah,
he potentially hurt his friends, he is
yeah,
more mad that someone made him build something wrong and messed with his mental process.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So maybe we should hold off on anyone else trying to cross, just in case.
And that should work.
Magic should be fine, I guess. I'm worried that they're gonna
Oh,
make us think we tied a rope
Orion,
off when we didn't.
that's the other thing. Orion can also not because Orion has this now. Orion, the problem is he doesn't have the actually shit. Um, Orion can make an Arcana check though. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
All right, hold on. 19.
Yeah, Orion would know that he could fix it, but it's going to take greater restoration. He can actually remove this completely off you.
Yeah.
Don't waste a greater restoration on that.
I'm a
Right.
few
Since it does
diamonds
go
short.
away in 10 minutes.
It
Yeah.
goes away, yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm advocating for magic beans. If we can't trust our hands,
But the thing that sucks that you would get pissed on, it actually does modify your memory forever in this 10-minute span, but it cannot last any longer than 10 minutes until you've had the effects of greater restoration or something else. But in this case, it's greater restoration that the group would know about.
No, it's fine because he knows it got
Yeah,
modified.
you know at this point what it was, but still, yeah.
Kino is going to try and, with Grin's help, I'm just going to mend the middle of the bridge where it was constructed to fail.
Yeah, where it was constructed not to put in the supports exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, you can, and then Abel, if you want, you can attempt to fix it while someone else is watching, obviously, which you know would be pretty, you know, like Kino, even though he's not a or she's not a carpenter, would still know that. Okay, you're not putting in pens here, Abel, or whatever, and he'd be able to tell you.
okay.
I'm just making it a solid chunk of wood or lumber in the middle or whatever was used.
Yep.
So that it won't fail there. Because it it all seems incredibly well constructed. Like I'm
Yeah.
just
This is the only
Yeah.
place, by the way, where there was a failure. So everything else looks like it was right.
I think we should send Henri over
Thank you for your
next.
kind words.
I mean, it clearly it worked the way you wanted it to, in that it failed exactly the way you were told to make it fail.
Abel, no one holds it against you.
Yeah. It was sabotage.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
it was,
stand
and
as close to the edge as possible so that whoever does try and cross next, I can try and grab them in case something does happen.
Yeah. I'll hold the hand of whoever's crossing until they grab with the other hand Grin's hand, and then I'll let them go. And I'm just gonna keep an eye on the archers' nests behind us. I think you could just walk, because I mended the bridge, so it seems sturdy. Here, I'd be standing like right there.
I mean,
I
we
think
said
all
that
of
with
us can
last.
make the jump at this point. Wasn't a rope added too, or did we do that?
There was a rope too. It's between me and Grin.
Try and run across, Henri. We should be able to grab you just in case. It's also
Yeah,
not that far to
you're
fall in the
able
water.
to run across. Nothing happens. You're able to get across. Yeah, it's only 10 feet.
Abel,
Yeah.
you're up next.
Yeah, he'll do his best to hustle across and jump the rest. He is
You're able to.
ready
Yep.
if it falls short or whatever to teleport back if necessary.
Sure. No, you're able to though. It's fine.
Oh, I guess that's me up next now.
What about Erasmus?
All right.
Oh,
That was
right, you are
Orion.
Orion. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's all very confusing.
You're both able to get across this. It's solid now. You're able to get over.
The two totals pick basically the same name.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, I deleted Kino by accident.
Oops, Kino's dead.
Oh.
Okay, there she is. She's back.
All right.
What are the Ninja Turtles doing here? All right, Kino, be our
All right.
ambassador.
So the
Again.
magical, whatever the magical thing was, Butterball will remind you, Henri, it still goes beyond this too. You're gonna run into it if you cross that circle.
Is the gate closed?
So the gate is closed, but what Butterball is like frantically trying to tell, because Kino's right on it, is if you walked up to the gate, you've already passed the magical circle, whatever it is.
Okay, on second thought, let me go first.
Wait, why don't Henri? Why don't you dispel magic? Or is there any chance of like identifying it?
That's right.
No, okay. I didn't know if there was a check.
Give dispel a shot. Yeah, but if we walk into it and explode, I'm more concerned about that.
You
than
want me to
them
check
getting-
it for like magical runes and stuff that would be hazardous?
Sure.
All right.
Well,
Investigate.
this is invisible right now. I'm sorry. So the
Sorry.
circle that the magic circle, you can't see it. There's no runes. It's literally invisible. The dragon can see it for whatever reason, but it's invisible to you.
I still have the gem up too. Unless 10
Oh.
minutes have passed.
I think it's right on the cusp. But if you look at I actually this is an illusion, so the gem wouldn't actually show this to you anyway. I don't think the gem shows you magic. It
With
just
True
shows you.
Sight?
Yeah, correct. I think True Sight only shows you things as they are with no illusion. I don't think True Sight actually shows magic. I could be
Okay.
wrong about that.
So but you said it was an illusion. So I would see it was there or no?
No, I'm sorry. So this is not any kind of illusion. It looks like what Butterball has from an out of character thing is Butterball has the ability to see invisible creatures, but Butterball also has detect magic up all the time. It seems like You guys don't know. The two pseudo dragons have something where they can see magical auras, essentially, which is how
Okay.
Butterball's seeing this. It's not an illusion. Yeah.
Henri, give Dispel a try.
I backed up too, by the way.
Yeah, try at base level. I don't know anything about magic. Don't ask me.
Oh, 16 is enough to dispel this aura. Whatever it is. You're able to dispel it.
Nice.
I give her a pat on the head.
Hey, you did.
Okay. Should we just knock now, or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Kino, go be our ambassador,
I'm going to knock.
and I'll be right behind her.
Yeah, I mean, I assume you forcefully put your fist up to, because knocking wouldn't. It's too solid of a door, too thick. You wouldn't be able to actually get any traction. But if you pound your fist on the door, you'll get some leeway to that. You pause, you do that, but and you listen really, really carefully. So far, you don't hear anything. There's nothing, like no response.
Should we try calling out to them again?
Yeah,
I
you try. Yep.
I feel the door and I just look at the handles and I see where they are. Uh, I yeah, I'm going to call out, and if I don't get a response, I'm just going to try to see if it's locked.
It's locked.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand to see if I can open it up because I don't need to see the point where I cast it.
Mhm.
I'm going to see if I can open it up from the inside.
It doesn't. If even if you try to go through it, and even if you catch something, it seems like that the piece of wood is probably heavier than 15 pounds, if that's true. If it's
Okay.
boarded, you're not sure though. It doesn't seem to work.
Is it
It could be
something
a
I can
mechanism
climb
too.
again?
Yeah. You can try to climb it. I mean, certainly. Yeah. It's only like 15 feet up. It's a hard climb because it's smooth flagstone, but you could try for sure. Do you have a climbing kit and everything?
I do have a climbing kit.
That makes it easier. That certainly makes it easier because then you can have like a rope and a grappling hook and try to get up that way.
What kind of roll would that be?
I have a
It's
grappling
just,
hook too.
yeah, it's just athletics to climb.
Guidance.
Kino, you want to aid me?
Yeah, sure. I'll aid you. I'll give
Yeah.
you a boost.
You're pretty confident this, Green. You're like, I can fucking climb this. You're pretty sure, but we'll see.
It's a 19.
Okay. So you do get you are able to climb this pretty easily. You get to the very top. You notice there is a huge hole now within this area here that you could just drop into. Um, these are two whole buildings, by the way. They must have a staircase down so that you could like let people in, but there's a hole to just drop in as well. If you were to just drop though, you'd still have to. It's high enough that you'd have to consider taking fall damage, but other than that, you could just try to take your kit that you have, put everything up, and climb down. It is close enough to the castle that you could actually jump it, Grin, pretty easily. You could jump right into the castle if you got to the other side here. It's only 5 feet.
Okay, hold on. I'm up on the roof.
Yeah,
Here?
you're up on the roof. You're up on the roof.
Oh, okay. I totally misinterpreted what was going on. I thought I was just climbing up over like the door.
Oh no,
but
it goes all the
on
way.
top of it. Okay.
There is literally no gap. It goes all the
Yeah,
way up.
I
Yeah.
was picturing like the gate coming into
Yeah.
town. But okay, I'm up on the roof.
Yeah,
Um,
it is a wooden gate, but it's more like the wooden gate of a castle or a drawbridge. But it's not a drawbridge. It's literally just like a huge, like very fortified, two very heavy wooden doors that go all the way
gotcha.
up with no gap. And so you can't like throw fire or anything on the other side or whatever. It's all flush.
Yeah, looking at the drawing down at the bottom, it does not seem like I could jump onto the castle from here.
It is, but if you look, it is definitely only 5 feet from here. No, Grin, you have to be. You would have to come all the way over here to jump. Do you see now? Because otherwise, you're definitely right. But from there.
Well, no, what I'm
Oh
saying
wait,
is
wait. What
it's
am I
not even high
saying?
enough. Yeah,
Yeah, what am I saying? You're totally right,
I'd have to
actually.
jump like
Oh,
15
I
feet into
actually,
the air.
you're totally right. Yeah, you couldn't do that. What am I saying? I thought it was actually only 5 by
More
5,
than
but
that,
it's
actually.
not. It's 15.
It's almost
It's 15 by
25,
5.
30 feet.
5
The
to
squares are 10 feet.
15. Oh, that's true. We did say they were 5 feet to make it easier, but so we were like shrinking everything. But yeah,
Oh,
you're
right.
you're right though. You are right though.
Okay.
So
In any case,
I'm sorry. You're totally right. You'd have to climb all the way back down. Duh. Yeah, I should have looked at the bottom picture.
if I hung over the edge here and like tried to look down at the other side of the door, can I see how it's locked, like with a bar again, or?
So if you look on the other side, you can see that it's more than a bar. So it's not just a giant piece of timber. What it is a giant piece of timber with two latch mechanisms that require two different people to basically lift them up. So it takes two guards to unlock this door, and they have to be synchronized. It's some kind of mechanism. So it's more than just like if you want to do it that way, you either need to find a way to get yourself duplicated or something, or you need to have someone else help you.
Is there a hole in the roof that I could drop down
There
into
is.
the structure?
That's what I was saying before. There is a hole there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look through that hole to see what's in
Yeah,
there.
it's dark, but there's enough sunlight that you can like look around where the hole is, and it does look like there's no one in there. And there's not even like these are the areas where there should be armor. You would know this, like suits of armor, everything with guards ready to go. You don't see anything.
Grin, give me a hand up, I
Okay.
say with message.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll help Kino up onto the roof too. You be
All right.
careful though. You weigh a lot more than I do.
How fucking dare you, Grin?
So, um, yeah, so we're
Oh,
gonna
I
say
got the
that it's
heavy
only
armor on.
we're gonna say that it's only 10 feet up. So, how do you want to try? You're just gonna take the rope?
Oh, I was just
17?
gonna climb up with the same rope and grappling hook.
Yeah, perfect. 17? Yeah, you can do it.
And yeah, I
It's
was
harder.
gonna
It's harder
wait a
for
little bit.
you, obviously, because you're in heavier armor, but you're still fine. You're strong enough. You were able to do it.
All right.
It just took you longer. Yep. All right, so
All
you
right,
scurry up to the roof as well. You see it. You look down and you realize that yeah, it does take two of you guys. So
let's hop on down and do it.
Hold on. Before we do that, let's help the rest of the people up so it's not, you know.
Well, if we're just gonna open the door, why would we help everyone up onto the roof?
Well, because I don't. Fine, we could just always, but we have to be careful. I don't want to split the party too much.
It's fine. We're just opening a door. I'm gonna gesture from up on the roof for everyone to get close to the door.
okay.
All right. Yeah, just be ready. I'm gonna take the grappling hook and I'm going to move it to the inside so we can rappel down.
Okay. All right. So right, you're just taking the grappling hook and putting the rope on the other side.
Do I see anyone else like looking at us doing this,
Nothing.
readying anything? Okay.
No, you make a perception check just to be totally sure, of course. But your passive doesn't show you anything. You guys have looked around, but do an active perception check. You can both do it.
7.
You don't see anything different. You can try one too, Gran.
7.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you guys, you can try to easily get down. At this point, go ahead and you both just do your athletic check to get down too. It's easier to get down than it is to get up, though.
15 for me.
You're fine.
Can you aid me on the way down?
I mean,
Because I'm rolling a disadvantage on everything.
yeah. I mean, you just have to
yeah,
wait
she
until I'm
can.
at the bottom.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll aid you.
You're gonna hold the rope and
Is it
everything.
26.
You're fine though. Yeah, you're fine. All right, so you guys get down. It's pretty easy. You figure out the mechanism, and you're able to open the gate.
All right.
I give everyone the after you gesture.
All right.
Oh, hey, really quickly, I'm going to use my first divine sense.
Yep, you can. Yep.
Look at you.
All right, so Gren, you like go through and ping this arcane power inside of you. You do divine sense. 60 feet, right?
Yep.
I think it's the whole area. I think it's the entire thing. Yeah.
If we're saying it's
Um,
5 feet,
no, right, but we're saying they're 5 feet on right to make it easy. We're actually shrinking it. Yeah, we're shrinking all of it. So yeah, it's the entire. Okay. Um. So you actually do ping one undead within the center of this thing.
I give
Just
everyone the
just one.
the shush gesture. I don't know how to mime undead. I mime like a zombie.
All right, good to know.
So I'm doing that silently. So you acknowledge me audibly. That's what you're doing.
I nod.
We got to work on this.
All right. Look at you.
Need codes?
Shh.
All
Let's
right.
not talk about it anymore.
All right, let's stealthily move forward.
Yeah, you don't have to say let's stealthily move. Let's just.
All right. Two paladins break into a bank.
Shh.
Guidance on the stealth check.
Oh no, stealth.
Oh yeah,
I don't
Gives
want
the
to do
thumbs
double
up.
disadvantage.
it's just one.
Okay. All right.
Look, stealth has never been my thing.
With my disadvantage, I got a 16.
Okay.
With my disadvantage, I got 16.
Yeah, aren't you glad I'm? What's that? I'm heavier than you, Grin. What's that?
Look, I'm tired.
And I'm just going to peek out, around corners, watch for anything.
Is the front door closed?
So if you look at the actual castle where the door is, it is absolutely closed. The whole castle
Okay.
is closed up. Yeah.
Let's go around the side then.
So you guys are gonna try to go into one of the open like where it's actually collapsed.
Yeah.
All right, so you do that, and this is what you end up seeing on this side. So you see that this entire room here has been destroyed, but there is on the inside, right here, one area with it, like there's a door that goes in this space here.
Should we move over to the floor plan section of this map?
There is no floor plan section. We're just gonna have to make do, which is fine.
There's a big floor plan section right on
When
the
I
right.
move around slowly,
Oh, is there? Where
Yeah,
do you
am
see
I
that?
Nandar
crazy?
Keep.
Where do you see
Yeah.
that?
I see a
The
stairway
whole right
inside.
side of this map is a.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. What am I saying? I
I thought I was
forgot.
going
This
crazy.
isn't. No. That's awesome. God, thank God. Yeah, that's really good.
Does the
That's
hole
right.
in the
There's
wall seem
temple,
stable?
stable, and I don't see. I have it zoomed in. Yeah, let's do that. That's actually so much nicer. Fucking awesome. Yep. Yeah. So you guys can move to here. The ground floor. Yep.
I'm gonna motion for everyone else to come in because there's no sense with Grin and his 3 stealth for everyone to be split up.
All right.
So you guys now see the door. There's a door here. Yep.
What armor are you wearing that you're so loud?
Half plate.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and
like you're
and
wearing
here's the
clogs.
thing. Here's the other thing. Gren actually tries to be really, really stealthy, but what he's actually doing is when he's being really stealthy, he's like just being really clumsy and just bumping into things. He is able to, like, you think that with enough training or whatever, he could be stealthy, but he just doesn't know what he's doing and he's
That's
made a bunch of mistakes.
that's worse than having loud armor. You're just clumsy. It doesn't matter what armor you're in.
Well, the armor is what gives me disadvantage.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that you haven't slept in days that gives you
Yeah, I also have
disadvantage.
1 point of exhaustion still.
Abel
Yeah.
will define for you all the reasons why half plate is hard to move around in on his own armor and agree with Grin.
You know where the undead is, by the way, from your ping, and it's right here to the center square.
I motion in that direction and I make a zombie just mime again. There's zombies in there.
There's only one. Also, you're getting mad at me for talking, and now you're talking about the whole plan.
Shh.
Who wants to open the door? Abel. Oh, it's
No.
okay.
Sure.
Actually, can you open the door, Mage Hand?
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
I will actually inspect the door first, and then I will open it with Mage Hand.
Yeah, just back away from the door first.
So if you inspect the door, go ahead and do a perception check.
Why does Butterball's mini not get smaller?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So not
I
particularly
tried
great.
shrinking it and moved it around.
Well, the one thing that you notice is the door has a green tint to it. The wood has a green tint to it.
Is that mold? Make
Yeah,
a
you're not.
nature check.
Guidance.
You can try a nature check to see if it's something natural.
Well, actually, instead of guidancing you, I think I'll take a swing at that
Yeah.
there door.
You don't think it's mold though. You don't think it's mold. It's some kind of unnatural check. Try to do an Arcana check.
I'll guidance myself on that one now.
Does the door look sturdy or does it look moldy and rotten?
No, it looks brand new. The door looks brand new and
Oh,
like it's
It's not mold. It's more of a glow, isn't it?
Orion got a 19 on the Arcana check.
Okay. It looks like the door is under some kind of magical effect.
Just kick it in.
Well, it looks like that door is it's under some kind of magical effect there.
Can I make an Arcana check on it then?
You can. Yep.
A 19 as well.
All right, same thing. You notice that it's some kind of magical effect. You are inherently unfamiliar with it, Abel, which makes you uncomfortable.
I'm not certain what kind of magic that is, actually. That's... Wait, actually, sorry. I get an extra D4 on that, if that matters.
Sure, go for it.
A 22, if that matters.
You would notice that this magic is, you would also know that the magic itself is strange. It is death magic that is not related to necromancy, which is very unsettling.
It's the
I mean,
opposite of necromancy.
even though it's zombies, that's not necromancy.
The opposite of necromancy, I think that's like a healing magic.
Lifomancy?
Well, so
Lifomancy.
Abel would tell you that there is no death magic that's not necromancy. and he still is unfamiliar with it.
I'm gonna stand outside here with Kino. Maybe we want to open that door while we all stand far away with Mage Hand there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I will attempt to open it with Mage Hand.
It's locked. It's you go to open it with Mage Hand. It's locked. Seems like it's locked.
I take
Doesn't
my
open, but nothing happens. Nothing happens.
I take my tools out and go and try to use them on the door with Mage Hand.
Okay. Yeah, you can. So, go ahead and give me a go ahead and give me with you just have to make a thieves tool check with the tools. If you have proficiency, you can add it, which I think you do, right?
It's tools, and because I'm an artificer, I
Right.
get double proficiency. So
Yeah. Yep. Yep, you can. You can totally try.
and they're +1. So yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, guidance too, if you haven't done the roll yet. Oh, hold on, let me
Sorry,
tab
I
back
rolled
over.
that incorrectly. Well, I rolled the 5, so that's a 19.
Yeah, you're able to unlock this still. It's unlocked.
Right. And then he'll return the tools to himself, and then use the Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay. So, you are able to open. Let's see. Where's everyone?
Once he's
I've
ready to
backed
open the
out.
door, Grin is going to get like to the wall right next to the door,
Yep. I'm
just
just
in
gonna
case
put.
something comes out at us.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh it too because I still have better balls like gigantic. So hold on. Okay.
I purposely left
Alright,
the defender back on the other side of the bridge just because I didn't know if it would break through.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, uh, yeah. So you're gonna open it from where you're at, I assume.
Yep.
All right. So, you're able to open it. This and these squares here get irradiated with green, um, some kind of like magical effect as the door opens. So, go ahead and dexterity saving throw. You can use dangerousness on this though. All right.
19.
Yeah, you're able to save. Give me 1 second. So you only take half, which is good. So hold on. You can do it in here, right? So hold on 1 second. Yep, saving is good. So hold on. Here we go. So you only take 31 points of damage.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck. That was a
But
save?
yeah, it was a save. So you would have what did you? Yeah, but he saved it anyway. So but you would have got +3 on that anyway. But you saved.
Holy shit.
But yeah, but you only took 31 points of damage in that case. But the entire room is bathed when you get in. This entire like as you open that door, the entire like thing is bathed in that green light, whatever it is when you open it. Now, as the doors open, Grin is the only one that can really see through at this point. You see that there is a ghostly undead creature in the middle of this thing. Let me show you what he
Um,
looks like. Go ahead.
I had a quick question,
Yep.
and this might be a strange question, but when I take damage, did I get a sense of like what kind of damage I just took?
This is it would normally be you would think that this would normally be some kind of necrotic damage, but you've been hit with necrotic damage before, and this is nothing like you've ever felt. It
Okay.
is like some kind of crazy death magic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's foreign to you though. Hold on. Let me. I am going to show you what this thing looks like because it is relatively important. Um, okay. Okay. I'll be able to show you in Discord in 1 second. Cool. All right. Actually, I'm gonna post it in Discord. It's actually easier. So let me post it in your game chat. This is what the creature looks like. That you can only you can see
Oh,
this, Gren. Only you can see it though.
Huh.
It's got so this is the important thing. It's got little tiny spirits surrounding it. It's got chains on both of its arms. One of the chains has a huge ball. One of the chains is broken. It's got a decrepit looking metallic sword that it's holding. But Gren, you don't want anything to do. Your danger sense also made you back up a square, and you don't want anything to do with that green light.
Okay.
If you want to run in and hit it, you will know that you need to run back out and get out of the green light.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not stupid. Well, I am stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
You just can't stay in it for long, otherwise you're gonna get hurt.
Does it? Okay, before I close the door, does it look like it sees me?
You're pretty sure that it knows the door's been opened, but it doesn't make any threatening action. It looks like it's busy doing something else. You don't know what it's doing because it's got its hands in its own chains, and it's doing something with its hands that looks like it's complicated. You're not sure, but again, it's got this green light is like everywhere. So here's the weird thing: on the other side of the castle, it's ruined, but you didn't see any green light seeping out of this side when you guys were looking at it the other way. So you don't know how any of this works, Grin, but you couldn't see the green light from the outside, but there's certainly lots of green light in here.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk away from it. Try and push down the feeling like I gotta puke, and I'm
Yep.
gonna give them the no, it's not good gesture. There's a fucking skull-headed ghost motherfucker in there. Not good. Bad light. Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grin's going to describe it to you guys as best as you can. You now have some familiarity with liches and other things. This is not one of them. Whatever it is different. No, it's not a lich though.
do we have any semblance of an idea of what it could be?
Not really. It's ghostly because it's got bluish aura going through it, but it's got like a skull for a face. But no.
Gren, I'm going to heal you for 30 with lay on hands.
Thank you.
So what do we do now?
Do we want to fight this thing? Because just looking at it made me hurt.
Do I have any idea what that thing might be?
I mean, we could pick it off from far away, maybe.
Or what it's doing?
I don't know what it was doing.
We could
I
also.
will move around to where he is to kind of look through there and get
I
some
close the door.
semblance of what it is and what it's doing.
I close the door.
Open it with mage hand.
Yep. No, to close the door, you have to get back in that area, by the way, to close it. So just keep that in
No,
mind.
I closed the door before I left the area.
So
Oh,
let me
you
show
already closed it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had already closed the door.
Well, so Gren, so when you were over here, remember you went through and what ended up happening is you were just standing here and Abel opened the door and you were flooded with this green like light that you took damage on. You're saying as a reaction, you saw in briefly and shut the door and then left the area. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. That is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
What was in there?
Fucking skull ghost.
Yeah, you can use the picture to describe it. That's fine.
I describe it the best as Grin can.
Can I make an insight or understand grin
Yeah.
check?
Yeah. Yeah, if you get high enough on the insight, you can just use the picture, able to for the most part. But yeah, because it is hard. To
I
get
have
into.
no clue what you're talking about, Grin.
Yeah, you just know that it's some kind of gross creature.
That's not a thing.
I'm sorry.
Well,
there
that's
was
the
some
weird thing.
sort of
This
ghost.
doesn't make any sense. It's not. I mean, if the old man was talking about two elves, that's definitely different.
Something's fucky here.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not sure if this is all worth it now. Yeah, I agree with Orion on this one.
Convenient.
Shouldn't we know what's going on here? It's whatever happened here. Maybe it's part of it. I mean, we got to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, the adventurer in me wants to solve this.
I do too, but God.
It's a ghost.
Also, you were hurt
Glaive will
by
hit
that
it
door.
and tear it up.
You're not
I don't.
sure. It's
I don't
it's
think
still
it was
glowing.
a trap. I
The
think
door
it
is
was
still
just...
glowing. Yeah, the door is still glowing. You don't know.
Grin explains to the best of his ability that he thinks that it was just the light coming off of this thing that made him sick.
Does it look like the door, the way the green light worked with the door, does it look like it was obscured by the door, like it was of a light, or does it look like a magical aura, or
What
does
it
it look?
looks what it kind of looks like is that when the door was opened, it flooded in to reach out to grab him, and he was able to shut it. And if you notice, he didn't have to take more damage. So you would know that this is how it probably works. If the door is open and the green light hits within your squares or whatever, when you start your turn, you take it, and then whatever happens after that. But it's like, but you don't have to take it every second. It must be once around, which is of course 6 seconds, whatever that has. So.
Okay,
Which
so it
means
looks.
theoretically you could theoretically run in and run out and only get hit by that effect once, but you'd have to take your opportunity attacks and everything if you're gonna melee this thing.
I mean, I kind of want to kill it.
We can kill it. I have a plan though, maybe just based on what I saw when you briefly opened the door. I saw that there's no wall around the other side. I'm thinking if we open the door, just because we're all clustered together, if this is, we start our turn in the
No.
light of this thing, why don't we half of us flank around the side so
That's a
it
good
can't
plan.
get both of us, maybe? Because this thing
Yeah.
sounds nasty.
That makes sense.
And you guys could like open the door, lob magic through, and close it.
Well, I was thinking
Yeah.
the magic users could go around the other side and pick him off from outside entirely. You'll get better range that way.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we should have range from both, just in case if they flank one side, we're not completely, fucked.
Mhm.
So I have range. I know Henri has range.
I do too. I mean,
You have Eldritch Blast still? We're whispering
I
this,
can-
and
yeah, I
Okay.
could do that. Start
Um,
like turning to my.
Kino, you take Orion and Abel around the other side. Honor, you stay here with me.
all right. As I take everyone around. Do we want to say the signal for everyone to loose a spell is to open the door? As soon as the
Sure.
door flies open, we all, jump this thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Right. Show me where everyone wants to be. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Actually, I guess in this case, I would.
Kino, since Kino's already walked around to the other side, Kino, you look into the castle. It is 100%, and your gym's site is up, but it's 100% just an empty room, no green light, no ghost.
guess at this point, I would direct the defender to join me.
I,
Okay.
wait. I'm gonna spin around. I am just to double check. I'm gonna pop a divine sense.
Yeah, it's there. You know the
It's
location
there.
of it. You know the
So,
location of it
I
currently.
already did the divine sense already.
so I just want to confirm that this is what he got with the divine sense. It's there, correct?
It's there.
Okay.
You get the undead in this square currently. It'll be there unless it moves. Unfortunately, because it's currently invisible to you, all attacks, including everyone magically, has disadvantage until you can see it. But if there's a way to, if it's an illusion and there's a way to bring that illusion down, you don't have to take your disadvantage.
Mhm.
And that's if it moves in this square. If for whatever reason it does move over here without any kind of coordination from the party or whatever, you still attack the square and it just auto misses.
All right. And
Wait, but I
everyone.
can see it.
Well, right now you can't. Right now the door's closed. But
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
right now you don't see it. And then when Kino goes over here, he can't see, or she can't see it now either.
Well, I see it with the gem, is what you're saying, though.
No. What you actually see is the divine sense. You know what
Okay.
square it's in currently because of the divine sense. If you want, you can try to pop the gem.
I'll do the gem.
Yep. The gem is able to see through whatever illusion is going on, and you can see the room is bathed in green light. The green light hits all these squares here around it.
Yeah, and I'll just hang the gem because I have that little like thing that just kind of hangs it in the front of my eye, so I have both hands
That's fine.
free.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to very quietly just telepathically tell Abel, who's with Orion, um, that, and as well as Grin, that it's invisible.
Now, here's the thing. Without this being dispelled, you can tell them the square, which means that they will not auto miss, but they still have disadvantage on all spells.
Orion's
until,
going to
like,
ready Fairy
yeah.
Fire.
Okay, Fairy Fire should work. Fairy Fire does not, it's not invisible. So what am I saying? Fairy Fire will not work in this case.
It-
Fairy Fire will outline it if it becomes invisible, but Fairy Fire doesn't work through illusion.
Is it not invisible?
It's not invisible. Yeah, this creature is not invisible. The creature is not invisible. You're seeing through an illusion.
Ah.
Yeah, the creature's not invisible.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Yeah,
all
the
right.
room is very different, by the way. The illusion that you're seeing is just a standard castle room or whatever. When you look at the gem, there's tatters and other things. There's other inconsistencies which allow you to see that it's not invisibility. Some kind of illusion. Probably the same illusion that allowed you to not see this from the outside, if you remember.
I will relay with message to Abel, Orion, Grin, and Henri exactly where it is, where it's standing.
You can, but again, when they cast a spell, unfortunately, they still have disadvantage until
Yeah.
that illusion breaks. But yes, that you'll definitely be able to attack it. You can always attack the square. So, and if it moves, you can also relay that as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that he's looking inside an illusion. No. The same spell that you guys couldn't see. But Butterball was looking at a magical ring. If you look on things down here where the fence was. No. This illusion must be up all the time or something like that. Because when you guys had already like surveyed the area, you didn't see a green light, which means that there would have to be an active illusion here.
Did we
Even
not
from
see
the outside.
Do we not see the green light around the other side before we walked over?
That's the thing. You did see the green light on this side. You saw it, obviously, because Grin opened the door and there was a huge amount of green light. Everyone saw it here.
It did see
Alright.
me, so it could have done something.
But Grin,
Yeah.
yes, that is true. But at the same time, even before this door was open, Abel was able to see some kind of green hue from the door. So
Right. What I'm saying is, the green hue was there. I opened the door. It knew I opened the door, and then I
Correct.
closed it. And in the time that took them to walk around to the other side, it could have
correct, they
done
could have done
something.
absolutely. That's absolutely the case. What I'm also saying though is that when you were like, so here's the other thing to keep in mind: if there's a glowing green thing going through this, it would actually alert people. So for instance, look at the side of this castle. Let's pretend at night there's a glowing green, huge, like glowing like beacon out in the middle of the night sky. People would see this. It's very, very, very. So you're thinking to yourself, whatever's going on, this is probably up all the time, right? Because you didn't see it coming in. There's no green over here at all. So when you walk around to see it, it also doesn't look green. There's no like undead thing in the middle of this. So there must be something going on here. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what you guys would know common sense wise.
Okay.
Does
Should
Butterball want to
should
take a
we
look
do
at it?
this, or
I just want to see the exact, like, if there is an illusion, where it is. If Butterball just wants to fly around real quick and fly back. I have message. I would just ask you. No, I don't. I just have to point in your general vicinity, and I can cast it if I'm familiar with you through objects. So I can cast it through the wall if I'm familiar with you.
Yep.
I would
Yeah.
just say keep a wide berth.
Yeah, Butterball can see that whatever magical effect is happening, it's here. So hold on. Yeah, Butterball will. That's fine. Kino, it's so Kino, you're gonna have to say this out loud.
I
This is
can't.
not. No. So the way that the Butterball can talk to you telepathically, but Butterball cannot hear you telepathically. She can hear
I can't
Henri
message back?
telepathically. But
Would
that's
I
a
be
good
able to
point. I
message
guess.
Henri?
Yeah, no, actually, could you theoretically message Butterball? Yeah, I'm sorry. Kino, in this case, you could. Like, Grin wouldn't be able to do this, but Kino could. Yeah, if you're doing message, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Of
I'll do
course, that would
message.
work. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. All right. So Butterballs is able to see where the line is drawn on the illusion side. It's this square here, this square here. It's actually a line, but it bleeds into these squares essentially. So it's a pretty big, powerful illusion that goes there. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
All right.
That also means that if you cross it, it's gonna show you reality since you guys have some experience with this through the tomb. That said, you might be smack dab in the middle of green light if you do that as well. So
Yeah. And if Grin entered it and exited it in the same turn, he was all right from what we saw.
from what you saw, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it
But he
only
still
take
got
damage
affected.
once.
He only took damage once. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, he
that's
wasn't
how
okay.
magic
He
usually
definitely
works. Yeah.
he definitely
You
wasn't
enter
okay
it.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What kind of save was it? Do you remember?
Are you asking me what save it was? It's yeah. I mean, you made a reflex saving throw, so it was physical.
I'm moving Orion back so that when the doors open, he can see it. He's gonna stand right
It was a
there.
dex
Full
saving
magic.
throw.
Right. Okay, ready?
Yes.
I
And I can still
equip
see it because of
my-
the gem.
I equip my weapon of
still see
certain
it, yeah.
death, my great sword of certain death.
Yep.
I throw the door open and charge at this thing.
Okay. All right. We'll do it at the end of your turn, so it doesn't get. Go. Everyone, roll initiative.
All right.
Is initiative considered an ability check?
It's a good question. Is initiative ability? It is a check, but hold on. Because technically, should Abel also be able to flash of genius his own initiative? That's a really good question. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not an ability check.
Does initiative call? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
my
That's
question is
right. Because
because I have
bless would
disadvantage
also
on ability
affect it.
checks.
That's right. Plus would affect it if that were the case. Yeah. Yeah.
So I would have disadvantage on it. One point. But I normally have advantage on it, so I'm just rolling normal.
Oh, actually, so no, wait, I thought I rested.
Yeah, we did rest.
Yeah. I must not have just took this off. There we go.
Hold on. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. What was the initiatives?
I've been
I got
8.
I got an 18 total. Hold on. So, you got an 8. Was 8 the highest?
God, I hope not.
No, I got a 10. Sorry.
Okay, so Kino, anybody get higher than a 10?
Horace has got
I
a
also
7.
got a 10.
Orion got a.
Right. God.
Kino got a 10. Orion got what? A 7.
It was,
So Abel's going before you then, right?
and I also got a 10.
Oh, okay. So Grin goes before Keto in this case, right? Dex.
I have a 0 to Dex.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
have
sure.
plus 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grin goes before Kino, then Abel, and then who's next? Henri? Yeah.
Henry's probably got a better dex than me.
Henri, did you get a 10 as well?
Henri's a plus
had an
1.
8.
She got an 8.
Oh, an 8. Oh, that's right.
We both
Okay.
have the exact same dex.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then that's fine. You guys can work it
I
out.
will invite her to go first.
Okay. All right. And Orion?
And then Orion with a 7.
Okay.
In our defense, we rolled between 7 and 10 for the whole group. That's
Yeah, 10,
pretty
10, 8, 8,
coordinated.
7.
I rolled decently, so okay. All right. All right.
And we did say we were all holding actions for when the door opened. We were all holding spells.
Let's see. Yeah, let me look something up. Let me just see something real quick on how that actually. Yeah, so so tell me what were the actions though?
Orion and Kino were both holding spell attacks.
Yep.
And Abel and Henri were.
Guess preparing to Eldritch Blast because that was suggested to me.
Yeah, no, it's totally fair because monsters can do the same thing. So that yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. So yeah. All right, so all right. The question is, when you ready an action, they still have to be done in initiative order, just as a heads up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but hold on. I was just making sure that, because technically it all happens at the same time, but it is during initiative. All right. So it also obviously ready an action, knowing that its attack was imminent. So tell me what you guys want to do. I already know what the ready to action is, so it's going to go off first no matter what. But and Grin, in this case, you're actually going first anyway. The ready to action is only going to go off, I assume, when Grin opens the door. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm firing into that square. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right. So this is what's going to end up happening. So Grin, you open the door. Nighthawk goes first. My guy goes first, right? So, here, let's do this. So Grin, you're the only one that can see this, unfortunately, right now. But this is what ends up happening. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. Man, you guys can still see Albert, right? Everything's good
Yep.
for you? Okay, cool. All right, it's just me. Hold on 1 second. The whole thing went away. Okay. So, sorry. All right, so Grin, you see this. So you go through, you open the door, it immediately it's almost instantaneous. It almost looks like a teleport, but it's not. And basically what it does is you see like an ethereal blue glow where it just like basically instantly hits the square here. That's its ready to action though. So now you guys can go ahead and do your stuff. The only thing is that just keep in mind, Grin Grin obviously is the only one that can see that.
Sorry, I
Would
see.
Henri and Orion have been able to see
Who
it
goes
move since they're
first?
on the other side?
Oh, it's anyone on that side. I'm sorry, I can see that. Anyone
Maybe
that's on
not
that
so
side
much
can see it.
where it went because
Yeah,
of
no,
where he
because
went,
Grin, if
but
you're
that
opening the
at least that
door,
it
yeah,
left.
they have line of sight. Yeah, of course. Like for instance, Henri definitely has line of sight. Henri sees it move.
I
And
also have
Orion
the
is
gem up.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what would I have
You would
seen?
be able to see you. That's a good point. You would actually see this happen as well. You would see it happen. Yeah.
So
The
the
only one
door
that can't.
opens.
The only one that can't see it is Abel, actually.
So the door opens and people react to what they saw him
Well,
do.
this is all the held. Well, this is the held action exactly. So so his held action is to do that. And then you guys get all of your held actions. Since he's first anyway, you guys get to go after him regardless. So go ahead and do all the held actions, then we'll go into initiative order.
So who's the first?
Oh, sorry, that's right. You guys can't see this. It's it's Gren, and then Kino, and then Henri, Abel, and Orion. So you can go, Kino.
All right.
So we're doing the held
25 to
actions
hit.
first, right?
This is just held actions. Yeah, these are just held actions. Yeah.
14 ray frost damage.
What was the hit? 25. That definitely that does.
Yeah, 25 to hit.
Yeah, 25 hits. Yep.
14 cold damage.
Okay, awesome. Yep. Very cool. All right. What's next? Sorry, it's Henri. Your turn. Well, so Henri, you just have to get line of sight to him, though. You're gonna have to move and get line of sight. Yep.
Well, you can't move. You can't move.
Oh,
and hold action.
wait. Yeah, what am I saying?
Yeah,
Henri,
yeah.
you can't move. And Kino, do you have line of sight? Hold on.
Oh, I would have just moved to
Well,
there.
can't-
So
you can. This is all
I
happening
think what
instantaneous.
happens is
Yeah.
the triggered actions happen immediately.
Yeah.
If you guys are declining to take your triggered actions, then the next ones kick in.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
move on a held action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah.
It's only what you could
Alright.
do
Because
on a
you would have been
reaction.
here. You would have been where you were, which is there, I believe, right?
You can take
Yeah.
your triggered
Can I not
action
see
or
it?
not take it.
Can
You could. It's tough.
can I not see it?
Well, but Henri, I think you would actually be, since it's all happening at once, I think you could theoretically see that it wasn't there. But um it is okay.
If we're going in
That's fair.
initiative order anyway, don't we all just get turns at that point? Or
So that's the thing, because it's a held action, you don't get a full
no.
turn. No, you don't.
We're
Yeah.
we're doing our held actions, so you do your held action or
In
you
initiative
don't,
order.
or
Exactly.
you don't take it.
That's
Yeah, you could just
exactly right.
not do your held
Abel
action.
is right. Abel's correct. You don't have to take it. Yeah.
okay,
It's
I wouldn't
tough.
see.
I don't necessarily think you do have line of sight there, unfortunately,
Okay.
because if you
Yeah,
look
I do
where it's
nothing then.
yeah. Okay. But you would see that it moved. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So you see that.
Do I see
does-
which direction it moved, or did it just
Yeah,
teleport and I don't know where it is?
No, it's not teleport. It's actually just it's almost instantaneous, but it leaves a trail so you can see it. So it was here and it leaves a trail over to a place you can't see right now. Yep. It's almost instantaneous though. This is actually happening in a couple seconds, but it takes around. So it's not a teleport though, it's something else. Okay. So you would know the direction it went into, which is this
Okay.
direction here. And then Grin, you see this happen. You're now bathed in green light, by the way, Grin. All the other held actions, I think, are just going to be a no. So we can go in initiative.
I
order.
know. I actually don't
Oh,
know
you-
he's not there, so I shoot. I think into the wrong square,
Oh yeah, that's right. You wouldn't. You're right, Abel.
so I just
Unfortunately, that's
miss.
true. Yep, you miss. Yep. All right. So now it's his turn. We're gonna go into initiative order. So
Yeah.
he got an 18 total. So he is going to he's basically Gren, you would still see this. He puts both of his hands up, and that chain that has the ball around it, he starts to like swing in a circle, but the circle is not this way. The circle is not around him. The circle is just it's basically like up and down, if
Like
you can
next to it.
imagine it. Kinda, yeah. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like he's making you know how you know what a portal looks like? Like from the it's like he's doing a helicopter to make it look like a
Yeah, I
portal.
understand
That's not
what
what's
you're
happening. Okay, perfect. Okay, but he's doing that, but he's not attacking right now. Grin, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna rage.
Yep. And he's only, he's like actually if you're technically in this square, you can hit him because these are only 5 feet squares. So
I have my great sword. I have the great sword out, not the.
oh, sorry, not the
glaive.
glaive. That's right. So you need to get in this. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. Cool. Go for it.
No, that's a 14.
Or if it's a 14 total, it doesn't hit. No. No. So
Attack
and basically,
again.
it's not that he has really awesome armor. It's that you are literally swinging through him. He's super agile in this case, and you're going through it.
And my next attack did worse. So great.
Yep. And then do your dexterity saving throw.
Would this be a danger sense thing?
It's to read to me danger sense. Is it all dex saving throws?
Save said it's.
You have
saves, I
advantage on
think.
dex saving throws against effects that you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
I think this works then. Yeah. You can
All
see
right.
this.
That just gives me not disadvantage, really.
Yeah.
17.
All right, so you save. It's still gonna sting. Uh, 30, 32 points of damage.
Do I see Grin in there now?
No.
Okay.
Nope, you're blind. It sucks for
Do
you.
I see an empty
Now,
room that I fired into?
however, you so this is what you see. You actually see your spell go, and then it disappears. And once it hits this threshold, now you know the threshold though. You can walk in if you want. Sure. But remember, if you walk in, you might have to deal with whatever green light shit. But you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. You just don't know. Yeah. Bren, you can take, so since we're in initiative orders, as bonus actions, you can say one sentence or so if you need to yell at, communicate. Otherwise, Kino, it's your turn though.
All right, I am
Well,
going
he
to
wouldn't. He
move.
wouldn't know that they can't see it.
Yeah, that is right. That is correct. Yep.
What was that?
Grin doesn't know that you guys have an illusion on this side of you.
I
He told
messaged everyone
here.
before we attacked it.
Oh, did you tell Grin? Did you tell Grin a message?
Yeah,
that there was illusion on this side?
I told everyone. That's also why I sent Orion back there, and Grin would have also seen Orion. But I told
Okay,
this to everyone
alright.
via message.
That's fair then. That's fair. So Grin, you do know
Okay,
then.
then I would yell, "It moved. It's here."
Yep.
Where I'm
So
attacking.
Grin, here's where it is now. All these squares are affected, but these doesn't have any of the green light in it anymore. These are safe squares.
All
These
right,
squares are
I
safe.
am. I am casting. Yeah, Ray of Frost on it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
19 to hit,
That hits.
and that's a 14 frost damage.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it again with that. Cool. All right. All right. It's so sorry. It's Henri. It's your turn. Well, so Henri, just tell me where you would like to be, I guess. Yep. The door is open, so. Yep. Yep, you can. Yep. Yep, perfect. You can. Yep. Yep. Go ahead. That hits. Nice. Yep. Yep. So that hits it pretty well. All right. All right, Abel, it's your turn.
All right. Abel is so I just see a vision of a normally appointed room that's not trashed.
Yep,
No one in it.
that's right.
All right, but
But
I've
you do
heard
know
that.
where the threshold. But you know where the threshold is because you said it fell through it. You know that
All
your spell
right.
disappeared here.
And okay, so I'm going to.
Oh, would I have been
move
able to use my
caution-
bonus action to tell Abel where it is? I didn't realize he didn't know where it was.
I mean, Abel kind of knows anyway, but you could use your
Yeah.
bonus action to say that you just walk 5 feet ahead of you and you'll be out of it. Yeah. And you could use, yeah.
He was
go ahead.
gonna walk in cautiously anyway,
Okay.
so he's
Yep.
gonna breach through to like
Yeah.
here.
So it's darker and cold in here. Grin, you know this as well, but you're bathed in that crappy light. But it is darker and much colder in here. Yep.
Okay,
Go ahead.
and I see as normal now.
Yeah, that's right. You see him in the corner.
Okay.
He looks like the picture, and yeah, he's glowing in that green, awful light.
In that case, I am going to try to Eldritch Blast him again.
Okay.
I can see him now, so so an
Yep.
18.
Yeah, 18 just misses him.
Okay. And then I am going to tell the defender to fight what Grin's attacking and protect him.
Okay. All right.
And he'll run in and attack the creature.
Okay. Go
Um,
for it.
let me get to my extras for my buddy. And he's going to do a force empowered rend or whatever it is. Here it is. Oh, I don't have a button for that. Damn it. Okay. So that's going to be +4 to hit.
+4 to hit. Okay.
He's not super,
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. No, he hit. He rolled a 15, right?
all right.
So yeah, he
And
just
he
hit.
does, this will be force damage.
Yeah.
So 9 points of force damage.
All right.
And the first attack against Grin will be at disadvantage.
Perfect. Now make a dexterity saving throw on your guy.
Okay. Do, do, do. Wow, Rockstar. He doesn't
Yeah,
know he's not
he
good.
saved. He saved. He takes 30 points of damage.
Okay. He's up.
All right. Cool. All right. Okay, it's sorry, it's Orion's turn.
Is that any particular kind of damage?
Uh it is it is the same as necrotic damage.
Okay.
Okay. It's Orion's turn. Tyler.
All right, he is going to see how bad this is,
Yep.
and he is going to step up to there, so it'd be like 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. And he is going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay. Yep. All right, go for it. Misses.
9, yeah.
Misses. Yep.
And that's his turn.
Okay. All right. So the spectral image on the top of its turn, now that we've gone through a whole thing, it does create what looks like a Grin, you can see this and the defender can see this. A window into this area that looks like it's a very dark place devoid of any life. It looks terrifying with these huge spires that are behind this barren field. These spires are made out of gleaming white material. If you had to guess, Grin, you would just instinctively know somehow that these are made out of bones. But they're not made out of bones in the sense that it's bone material, because it's not made out of like they're not like a it's not like a bunch of thigh bones connected to a tower. This is just a gleaming white tower made of the same material that makes up orc bones, human bones, whatever, bone material. And it's
So they
gleaming
like
white.
made cement out of bones?
That's what Grin is thinking. Yes, he just knows it's something you know in your soul that this is bone material.
Your
It's you've
bones.
never you've never seen anything like this. Otherwise, it just looks like a alabaster white, structure. Um, as it opens up, um, unfortunately, your defender and so Grin, you get danger sense on this too. It's another dexterity saving throw. Just make a dex saving throw. All right. So, and you got that with advantage?
Oh, well, no, I'm still exhausted, so
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's fine. All right. So, what ends up happening is you basically get thrown into this it goes to basically like suck you in, but then you realize this is not a portal, or at least not on this side. But it does keep you like basically here, and it just makes it so you can't you're not going to be able to move from this space. um but you are now looking into this thing, and even though you know there's a creature on the other side of you, you can't see him, so any attack will be made with disadvantage until you can get the fuck out of this thing. But you can make a save on the top of your turn. um the problem is that this kind of breaks things, so hold on 1 second. It's unfortunate that these are both deck saving throws, so give me 1 second to look at something.
Does this
Uh,
affect anyone else looking in, or is it just the people
no,
in
no,
it?
this is just the people that are close to it. Do the same with your defender, by the way.
It failed its save.
Okay, all right. So the defender immune to all like mental, like does it have anything? And by the way, do you have anything with mental things, Gren?
Uh,
Nothing good.
Okay. What about the defender? Is it immune to like things that affect
immune
its
to charm.
intelligence? It's not a charm effect, but is it immune to any like
It is a
uh
construct.
right? Hold on. Is it immune? For instance, is it immune to
Poison.
psychological?
It's only
Yeah.
immune to poison.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Its condition immunities are charmed, exhaustion, and poisoned.
Okay, yeah, so it's stuck. It's stuck here as well. That's fine. Now it can still attack. It can still attack the target. It just can't. Uh, it just can't basically. And I'm gonna let you guys do 2 saves since this is kind of brutal anyway. So you could. So basically, at the beginning of your turns, you both have to make 1 save for the aura, 1 save for the thing to get out of it. Um, the creature cannot attack you, however, this turn, so it's going to stay, and that's going to be its action. Uh, Grin, it's your turn. No, you get to make 2 saves.
Okay, I'm making 2 deck saves.
Yes, which is ridiculous, but yes.
First one's a 12.
One of these isn't like concentration, is it?
The other's a 19.
So are you asking if the creature needs concentration for one of them?
I didn't know if they were both concentration for whatever this was.
No, but
Okay.
but the aura may be concentration. Do you have something that affects concentration?
Nope. Yeah, I
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. And what was the other one?
19. 12 and a
Okay.
19.
All right, so that's fine. So you just take your damage on the beginning of this, but you're able to power through this. So hold on 1 second. You don't have to be stuck now, Grin. That's the good news. That's apparently how it's balanced too, because it's the beginning of the turn, even though he has to do it at the end of it. So it's not that bad actually. But hold on. So essentially you'd have to fail 2 to even be affected by this, which is actually pretty easy. But hold on 1 second. Where is the reroll? Here we go. All right, you do take 48 points of damage, Gren. So at this point, you're thinking to yourself, maybe it's not the best thing to stand in this, but so 48 points of damage without the save.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely killing you. You know this. So all right. You can attack him normally though. You don't have to do this at disadvantage.
17 to miss.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Oh, and a 26.
26 hits.
For a whopping 10 points of damage.
All right, that's enough to break his aura, though. That's enough to break the concentration. He also, by the way, as you do this damage, you notice now that he's having a problem keeping himself together. The green dissipates, but the blue that's underneath him starts to flicker. Um, so he drops the aura on you. It's no longer like killing you both, which does mean that. However, you're still going to have to make it at the beginning of your turn. But the next turn you won't have to do this for. But it looks like he's having a problem keeping it together.
Cool.
All right. It's your turn.
All right. She is going to. I can see it regularly, right? I can target it.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Yeah.
All right. I am going to, as my bonus action, I'm going to summon.
It's so funny. I did not expect this to go down this way at all. I expected something totally different with Kino, but go for it.
With me?
Yeah, yeah. You have a superpower here. Go for it.
Oh no. Well, I'm casting spiritual weapon
Yep.
on it.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
On where, yeah. And I'm just double checking the range.
Oh, maybe you don't have it. Maybe that's why. It's cool.
Yeah, it should be good. And all right, so that is cast. Up next to it, I'll put a token down, and then I'm casting Ray of Frost again on it.
Okay. Go ahead and do Ray of Frost.
I miss with a 12.
Yep.
But as a bonus action, next time we'll be able to hit it. So yeah, that's me.
Henri, it's your turn. Correct. Okay. Cool. All right. You are T-Rex Grin. All right. Abel, it's your turn.
Okay, so I saw the green damaging aura fall.
You did.
All right, this may be a horrible idea, but I am going to cast.
Oh, and you're oh, it goes on your turn, right, Abel? So that's fine. Yeah, we'll do you do your dex save on your defender after this. Yep. He still was he still got eaten by it, but go ahead. Yep.
Okay, he's gonna cast brandishing smite on himself.
Okay.
He is going to run up and strike, take a swing at him.
Go for it.
Maybe two.
Yep.
Sorry. Equipment actions. What is going on here? Oh, that's why. Weirdness.
Since all this is happening at once, he is trying to go through his doorway. You know this. It's all happening at once. He's trying to get the hell out. But go for it.
So
You can
that's
see him. It
a
hits.
19 to hit
19 hits.
for 14 damage. I'm
All
gonna activate the brandishing smite on him.
Yep.
For 2 additional d6 and arcane jolt him for 2 more d6.
And how much is the smite? Is it radiant damage?
Smite, I will tell you in one brief second. So that's in
Jesus.
the well, the first
Yeah.
2 will be the smite, and then well, it doesn't matter. They're both first 2, last 2. The spell is next time you 2d6 radiant
Yeah. Okay.
and 2d6 electricity. So 10
All right.
electricity,
So
10 radiant.
so on that first hit, when you hit him with radiant damage, whatever, you just obliterate him. All of his bones that were still there ignite in a gleaming bolt of blue arcane energy. You destroy this. It literally explodes on you. If it exploded harder, it would have hurt you. Your defender still has to. So let's see if your defender fell apart. So do a dexterity saving throw on your defender.
Dexterity saving throw, yes.
If it fails, it takes 53 points of damage and probably falls apart at that point.
It's almost definitely falling apart either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally failed.
Okay. Yeah. So, but you are able to kill this thing outright before it leaves. The portal is still up, if it is a portal, and it's still there.
So the defender just shatters.
Yeah. Poor Grin didn't get to eat it as a T-Rex, but
Yeah,
It,
one
it didn't
day.
look healthy. It didn't look like you want to eat it.
it's probably right. That's probably right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, yep.
Is there still
Oh,
light in
It's
here?
No, but sorry, so it's dim light now, and there's no green light anymore. That thing is still up. What
Mhm.
it did when it took its chain and went through it, it was still up. And Abel knows this. Gren, you're pretty sure you know this, but Abel is certain. It was trying to get through. It was running.
Is that
I
chain
think it
weapon it
wanted
had
to go
still
through
there?
here.
No, so it exploded with everything else, but the remnants of it are still around. Yes, the ball and
Is
chain
there
thing. It did
is there still
explode
a
with
ball on
everything.
a chain?
There is a ball, but it's only on one link of the chain. The other chain has been destroyed. But this, whatever happened, destroyed it anyway. It wouldn't work as a magic item or anything. But
I just wanted it as a thing to throw around.
I mean, the ball's still there. The ball is still there. There is still this very heavy ball. The ball is still there, and it's got rags and other things.
Yeah.
T-Rex chasing a spiked ball. Nice.
Yeah.
Spikes.
I'm gonna kind of not gonna stick anything through it, but I'm
What
gonna
I was saying,
peer into the portal.
you have turn undead, right?
No, I don't have turn on dead.
Oh,
Brother
that's why.
does.
That's why. Uh, well, no,
Yeah.
paladins get it too. I just paladins do have turn undead as well. Um,
Uh,
th- I'm almost positive.
maybe
My
some
my
oaths
paladin
might. I
my
do not.
paladin did. Yeah, my paladin had
Are
it.
we
But
still in initiative
um,
order?
oh, maybe my paladin didn't have it. We didn't get it. Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember now. No, we did not get it, but lots of paladins do have it. Awesome. No,
Paladins
that's why.
might get it.
Well, according to D&D
Oh,
Beyond,
it's
they do,
get
but
some
yeah,
sort of turning power.
Do they
Sometimes
get
they
it as
get
a
something
spell?
instead, though.
we're not. We're not.
I do peer through the portal, see if it goes somewhere
Grinrex
that
is going to go outside. It's a little
recognizable.
too cramped for him in here.
It's what I described before. It looks like this barren area of death with that huge tower that looks like it's made out of bone.
Do I know where that is?
No,
Okay.
no, we'll skip to that. This is not an area you've ever seen, and
Okay.
nor is it one you've ever read about.
He's gonna study it through there. I'm like, I don't think we want to go through that portal, but
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think it's a
Holy.
channel divinity for an oath I don't have.
Yeah,
That's what I
it's
think.
actually called Turn the Unholy, I guess. That's
Yeah,
weird,
yeah,
but yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, yeah.
yeah. I think that's oath of devotion.
um,
But yeah, it's still up. It's still there. Abel, you're not sure without doing an Arcana check and then using Identify how long it's going to be up. But the Arcana check will be the first step to that. But if you do the Identify,
I'm gonna
you're
do
fucked.
the Arcana anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, do the Arcana
Um,
check.
quick question,
This
Chris.
will always tell you if it's stable or not. Go for it.
So Grin's going outside because the inside's a little cramped in his
Yeah.
T-Rex one. Uh,
Yep.
does he see that the barrier is still there, like the illusion?
It is still there. The illusion's still there.
Interesting.
So that's a 32 Arcana total.
You know that it's unstable. It will eventually collapse. But
This isn't
but
gonna last forever. It
but at the
seems
same
like it's
time, yeah, but at the same time, unfortunately, without doing more physical investigations or harnessing its power or whatever, you actually don't know. Even with the 32, you don't know when it's going to collapse, but it will
I'm gonna
collapse eventually.
throw a normal spear
Yep.
through. Just see
It
what happens to the
it
spear.
does it does go through.
Does it like
So
burn when it lands on the other side or anything weird?
no, no,
Okay.
it just lands on the ground, and it doesn't look like it's decayed or whatever. But at the same time, you do now know for sure that this was its escape plan of some kind. It seems like it was
Kino,
running.
Chino, go stand in front of that portal real quick.
You're a T-Rex. You can't talk.
Is he playfully nudging you towards it?
Yeah.
I still
With his
have my
head.
channel divinity, sir.
Yeah, and it is Oath of Devotion. You were right. It's Terran Unholy too.
So I was like, oh man, if that's a spell, I gotta get that.
It's so strange because I've played Paladin of Devotion a long time ago. That's how I got it fucked up. But I really thought you had it because I thought that I had it as my character, but I did not. It is absolutely.
I mean, I would love that. Would be great if I had that as my other channel divinity, because like Conquering Presence is great for Oath of Conquest, but like the other one, you just get like
Yeah.
a plus to hit, where I'm like, it's not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. At least
The
I'm not missing
32 to
something.
know whether
No,
this
you're not.
K's in minutes, hours, seconds.
So it looks like so a 32 would tell you at the very least that you've got like you definitely have around it's probably a little more than 30 minutes for sure as a guarantee. You don't know anything after 30 minutes. It could be up for hours, but it's going to be up for at least 30 minutes guaranteed. Other than
Is
that, it's all random.
it possible to identify a portal?
If you want to touch it.
Just touch the backside of it.
And touch you would know though that touching it would send you through it. If you do touch the backside, which is what happened with Grin, for whatever reason, it did have some kind of weird effect on Grin. You could try, but that might also interrupt your identification. So
How
normally you
bad do we
can't.
need to know where this goes? I mean,
Normally, by the way,
don't really
rules
want
as
to go
written,
there.
you can't because as soon as you touch it, you go through. But there are certain cases where you actually can, and that's why there's certain portals that do actually allow identify.
Mhm.
You'll find them eventually, but
You can't cast it through the defender, can you?
What? The defender is shattered. It's in
Okay, never
pieces.
mind.
it's done. You just have to rebuild it.
Yeah.
That's canon. That's what he looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um. So I'm standing there through the portal, like trying to call out details inside of it.
Yep.
Does that look
You
like
guys,
this?
if he does that, yeah, if he does that, and anyone's curious, you can also look on the other side too. But
Mhm.
let me see if there's art for this. This is a real thing, so let me see if it's actually.
I'm
I
also
doubt it, but-
seeing. Do I see any beings, entities, people on the other side moving about in the distance? Writhing in pain.
No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Yeah. No, I mean it doesn't even look like hell or anything like that. There's no tortured scene or whatever. It just looks desolate and dreary and awful. But hold on 1 second. I might be able to give you a better picture, but I don't know that yet. Let's see. So let's see. I can show you another location that you at least get a sense of what this kind of looks like, but hold on. You'll see what I mean by dreariness. So hold on. This is the same place, which has the same aesthetic. So hold on 1 second. And then I will put it in Discord for everyone. But this is clearly where it's from. Same aesthetic as this.
Bleak.
Yeah, it looks bleak. It does look bleak.
Let's go in there.
Unfortunately, I don't have the tower to show you, but the tower. Well, the thing is, the tower is far off into the distance. I do have the tower. I just can't show it to you because you'd have to be closer, and because it's also
Does
got a bunch of
Abel get the
details.
sense of how the tower is constructed, or was
Well,
that
so
just
that's
an
the thing.
intrinsic thing?
No, you would also get this in your like soul that it is constructed out of bone material. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how
There
to
are
do
ornate
that, but
details on there are ornate details on this tower, but it's far far away. It's massive. And you can't see the ornate details the way that this is set up. There's also some fog involved in some of the things. Also, by the way, there are signs of life in the sense that it is damp in certain areas, just like in this photo, actually, which is, oh, I'm glad I brought it up. You can see that it looks like it's fresh rain or almost just rained. This place always has that look. It looks like it's just rained, even though you don't see the rain itself.
Mhm.
So it's like that gloomy, dreary, yeah. But that is a minor detail that's relatively important, I guess. But it's a lot of blue. It's a lot of like muted blues and a lot of orange, just like in this picture. That's how the whole place does look.
so kind of like Met Stadium.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's basically always twilight there, and then off in the distance when you can't see things, there's fog or whatever. It has that hazy orange look, which is why it's painted that way. But that's one of the predominant features of this place. So.
There's something burning in the distance, kind of, or like
No, it's
sunset,
just
or
a haze. It's like a haze with a sunset or something. It's an illusion that's optical, so you don't know without getting into it.
Mm.
There is a reason for all of it that you could find out one day, but if you look in and actually it's funny, if you actually look in the art, it's brilliant because look right behind the statue. Do you see where you can see the natural sky and then you see that orange haze go through?
Mm.
That's what it looks like in the distance or whatever. You can actually see off when you open the original and like look at it like largely where that statue is. Behind that statue is the natural sky, and then you see the orangey purple haze that's going through it. You see this off in the distance where it is as well. Same thing.
so I'm mostly like taking in details and maybe making a few notes here and there and trying to figure out what it is. Maybe I can ask the Modron later, but I'm not taking it out near this portal.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
All right. Yeah,
It's like
I
calling out
am.
any details he saw, and
Now, everyone knows that this creature, whatever it was, if it had invaded a town or something, it would just win. And the reason why it would just win is because it would just kill things in 6 seconds. It would just walk up and just kill them.
Yeah.
It's got an
why is
aura of
this?
death around it.
Is there anything in the room that looks like it, other than its broken weapon that it brought? Notes?
Not
Was
in
it
this
doing
room.
something
There,
weird?
there is a second story to this entire thing,
Mhm.
but right now there's nothing. There's nothing of note in this story. Now, again, none of this makes sense because there was supposed to be two elves in this thing, and there was a
Mhm.
man that disappeared.
The creature just dissipated when it died, exploded, right?
Well, actually, what happened was when you hit it with the radiant energy, all that radiant power went into its bones and exploded in this blue, magnificent thing, but it did destroy its equipment.
Okay. Is the equipment of any material of note or just old metal?
It is metal, but you'd have to melt it down or whatever to. It could be. It's weird. Weird enough
Okay.
that you should you. It's weird enough that you would be interested. It's also potentially dangerous enough that you would need to be careful, right?
Mhm.
Because it
Okay.
is off this undead death thing. But yeah, the metal is not just iron. But in order to learn more about it, you literally have to smelt this down, get it into a melted form, and start to do some real experimentation on it.
Okay. I will sweep that into a separate bag with my you might not want that in your mouth. And
I had a nickel.
Okay.
What was that?
What?
Drop the ball.
You
It-
dropped the polymorph with it still in his mouth?
I didn't put the ball in my mouth.
Well, that's the session log name now. I don't make the rules.
Sweep that into a bag as much as possible. Try to sort it from the shards of his Iron
I kind of would
Defender
like that
and
ball though.
well, if it's worth something, maybe it's something you can use. Well,
Can I tell what it's made out of? Is it just like an iron ball?
Looks to you like it's made out of metal, and you do not know anything different than that. The reason why Abel does is because he had to touch a little bit of this, and when he went to go touch it, the composition is off. It's heavier than it should be. It's different. It's got some porousness in it that it shouldn't necessarily have. That's the only reason why Abel's even interested. This is some kind of weird metal.
it's a weird
How
metal.
heavy is
I don't even know what it is.
How heavy is
Didn't
it?
pick it up. So
Oh, so that ball should only be, for instance, that ball should only be around 20 pounds, 30 pounds at the most, and it's over 100. So it's physically, you would notice this as well.
oh,
It's heavier than it's supposed to be.
Can I lift 100? I'm sure I could lift 100 pounds, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. With your strength, you should be able to lift up to 300 pounds. By like deadlift, I'm almost positive. I think that's how, yeah.
yeah.
Do we have 100 pounds worth of space in the bag of holding? I know our bag of holding is kind of full of shit.
We have a
Okay.
giant chest in there.
Yeah, what's
Didn't
the
we sell all that
maximum?
stuff?
Altogether though, altogether you've got 200 pounds worth of metal. It's not, that ball was the most of it, but you've still got those chains and everything else that you could recover. So if you do want to take all of it, you've got 200 pounds, and the bag of holding carries up to 500, I think. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
We got a lot of shit in there, though.
Yeah, I mean, most of it is just like very menial, small things like
Yeah.
individual jewels and stuff.
I thought
Yeah.
we got rid of like all of that when we liquidated our funds.
Not all of it. You forget it got cut short.
You might have some armor in there though. That's what I'm trying to look at. There might be some of the extra armor you might.
Oh
have.
yeah, I think there's like some Shardolin weapons and stuff.
There is. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
there's.
should get rid of that, shouldn't we?
We'll just dump it in this town. We'll just throw them over the side of the
There's
castle.
a medium sized Shardolin dragon that I have in mind, I think.
Yeah, there's a 400-pound otherworldly chest and a bunch of items, so we might be at capacity.
How about the haversack?
Yeah, we could do the
Just put
haversack.
it in a. We'll put all the little pieces in a bag and the ball separately.
By the way,
there
just
a
so you
smithy
guys
here?
know, this doesn't apply to this now, but I don't want anyone to be surprised. And this was a huge glaring issue with D&D as well. But I'm sure everyone's read through Ven Richter's, is that right? Or at least has access to it or whatever.
I only just recently got it. I haven't read through it yet.
I do not have it yet.
One of the things they did is fix curses. So just as a heads up, yeah, I am going to incorporate that. So right now, curses are basically like useless unless they're low level because they can always be removed. Van Richter's does change that. So there are greater curses now. And they have components and everything else, but they do not. But greater restoration doesn't always like cure them. Or neither does remove curse. It's just a stage of the cure. So just keep that in mind. I'm not
Right.
saying that any of this is cursed, by the way, at all. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up.
Okay. Does that make diamonds less valuable because they don't affect everything now? Please?
No, I mean, it doesn't even, diamonds aren't really in that area anyway, but no, diamonds are still going to be the way they are until that's fixed. But
Okay. That's fine. I see. No, but yeah.
now not all curses are like this anymore. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up. There is another level of curse now. So yeah.
Isn't there, in fact, like a smithy in this town?
Should we check out the other floors of this building, or before Abel gets too distracted? Green, I'm hurt. You guys, like a lot. I'm gonna use
or-
use all 5 of my lay on hands pool.
Yep.
Ow.
Is it safe here? Should we take a
Do I have
break?
to pick you up
Or-
to reach
It's
my head?
probably not.
Okay.
I pick
So
Henri up so she can reach the top of my head.
yeah, that was a good question, and because we only have 5 minutes, so I do want to make sure that everyone is aware. There is, of course, another level,
Hmm.
and there's at this point you guys have explored the rest of the town. I think I don't actually think you've been in every single building, but to make it easier, there is nothing more of like note within the town itself. Um,
When I was walking through the town, did there seem to be anything that had a forge?
no,
Okay,
not this
fair.
one, unfortunately. If it was there, unfortunately, it was destroyed by a boulder or something.
Okay.
There is a second floor, so.
Before we go upstairs, I'd advise everyone to check out the door with the room that seems intact,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
just so we're not backtracking. Then we can go visit upstairs.
Yep.
I will investigate the door while they're healing up.
It's not even locked. You can just open it. There's nothing magical about it.
I'll open it
Trapped.
carefully.
Okay. Inside this room is what looks like a grave marker, and then there's a ladder that goes up as well in here to the top of the area. But within this, there's a small, like I said, it looks like a grave marker, but it doesn't have any like name on it. And it is in a language that no one in the party can understand. Um, comprehend languages will work on this, but it is not a language that any of you know. Here, let me.
You sure it's not
Describe it, and
gnomish?
I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. It's not even.
All right.
It's not even a
That's
language
own-
within
that's
this realm.
that's my
So,
own language. That's my one
yeah.
language.
Well, you have common too.
Well, yeah. No, this whole time I've only been speaking gnomish. Have I not told you guys that?
Does anyone else speak Gnomish?
That's just the marker for it, but yeah.
why does that guy
Yeah,
just
that tracks.
babble incessantly? I can't understand anything. Is he...
Grin is our boomhauer.
Dang old tell you about dang old man.
That's what all gnomes sound like.
Yep.
I just keep giving thumbs up to him.
Henri, do you want to do comprehend languages? You
I'm
you
gonna.
guys don't have to. It's up to you. It's just if
No,
you
yeah,
want to take the spell slot, it's the only way to read it.
we could do a ritual maybe.
Or ritual cast it. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, ritual cast it. Yeah. Well, okay. While she's. Yep.
Take 2
So.
steps back.
Yep. While she's doing that, do you guys want to do anything else? Since we're almost at the
I
end.
am going to start healing my back together.
Okay. So you do. Okay.
So you took you 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Henri, if you finish, you go through it, and it says, by royal order of decree, property of Shyish.
You spell Shayesh.
Shyish. Yep. So, do a perception check for me, Henri. You can barely make this out at the bottom, but just do a perception check. Okay. So, Henri, how long does comprehend languages last? An hour? Or is it like 10 minutes or something? That's what I thought. It's an hour. Arnie has to take time to do this in a tiny, tiny, crazy, almost impossibly tiny. It's not tiny enough that you didn't notice it, but it's very small. There is there is basically a whole sentence that talks about a bone count with a crazy large number on it, but it takes you like all of like 15 minutes to piece this together, even with the spell up, because not only is it small, but the numbers are impossible. They shift and change, and that they don't read from left to right like they're supposed to. Whatever language this is in some all jumbled thing, but there's a bone count underneath it. And that bone count and the bone count changes.
Nice.
It's the number changes. It's hard to comprehend, but you're smart enough that you eventually figure out that it is going up, but it's not obvious because the numbers are all out of order and they keep changing. But it does seem to you like it's going up.
I'm gonna use another divine sense from where I'm standing. Does this show up as anything?
No. And there's no more undead. No more undead in
Huh.
this whole place. But it does not. It's not even desecrated ground or anything. Yeah.
Quick. Hmm.
You probably, on a side note, if you had not randomly decided to come into this place and see this, you wouldn't have even known about this stuff until the very end. Probably 2 years from now is my guess. So
Well,
Should we destroy this? This seems bad.
oh, it's giving us information on a bone count, though. Like that seems important
Uh,
potentially. Someone.
why don't you ask 7472 about this without saying that name?
Yeah.
Don't say the name on it.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Oh no.
Also,
No.
I out of character, I want to make sure it's by royal order and decree of
no, it just says
Shayesh.
it says by royal order and decree, property of Shayesh.
Thank you.
Um, 7472.
You don't know if Shayesh is a person, by the way. It could be.
Yeah, I
Please
have
don't
no idea what this is. So.
mention the text here, or say it, but you know anything about what the history of this is?
Well, so here's the problem. The Modron cannot actually. How are you telling it? Like you're gonna have to communicate to it, unfortunately, because it doesn't read this language unless you try to make it, which counts as something.
Oh,
Right. So you'd have to like actively have it try. It has to
can
go
you
back and tell it.
transcribe this, Henri?
She can. She can put it in common.
I hand you a notebook. Can you write this in something Odron knows?
And remember, the Modron always reads what it says anyway. But you know this, Abel. It does it every time, so it has to
And
read it back to process it.
I'll just cross out the name. No, I won't.
Okay.
Oh, he has to say it. Ooh.
That's what I mean. When he reads
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to process it, he has to say it back to himself. It's just a form of the Modron. He does it.
I
With
turned to
everything in
Keanu.
game.
He's gonna need to say it. That's what he does.
All right, maybe no. Maybe everyone else should like cover their ears just in case.
Okay.
What are we worried about?
Just names carry a certain power.
I
worry.
whisper to Grin, it's a superstition thing.
All right. And he covers his ears.
All right. So yeah, you can ask it. Go ahead and roll. You get advantage on all these, as you know.
All right, so that is
This is history.
street.
Yeah.
And the second one.
That's
And
not
a
something I
D4.
can guidance, can I?
No, it's not a D4.
No.
So
No.
Okay.
No. 19. So
I'm gonna put a flash of genius on that. So make it a 24.
Okay. Great. So it explains to you that the only relevant word in that entire thing is Shyish. Shyish is a place. It explains to you that it says Shyish is a place where the purple sun uh, spell was born. It tells you that the purple sun of Shyish is one of the most powerful and destructive world-ending spells that could possibly be conceived by a wizard. Thankfully, only one wizard in the entire history of Faerun has even tried to summon this and was destroyed and killed in the process. Um, but it has very limited information on this, and it's only from his journals that it's actually telling you this. Shyish is another realm of existence. That's very little is known about it.
Does a bone count figure into any of that?
He doesn't know anything about it. The only thing it's actually able to pick up on is the actual name, and it's from this thing called the Purple Sun of Shyish, which is the spell that he was trying to create. He was trying to end the world. He was literally trying to kill everything all at once, and backfired marvelously on him and completely destroyed him. His name was also lost to history. The rumor about that was that the spell itself tried to erase most of it and keep the essence of itself there as a warning. But it is known from that through his journals. So his name is lost. No one knows his name anymore. His name was even wiped from the
And
journal
let's
itself.
not say that again. Okay.
But Shyish is a place, not a person.
Mhm. How? Guessing that's what we saw through the oral. Seems likely.
This is the actual spell, by the way, if anyone wants to see it. It's a real thing. It's,
Oh no.
Here.
That looks bad.
Oh, that looks cool. All right, hold on. Maybe this looks all right now.
No.
This looks pretty dope. Like, look, it's
No.
got like a little Teletubby sun.
Wait, look what's underneath it too. Wow.
No, I see.
Yeah.
Bad. Bad
I'm
Kino.
just saying. I'm just
Doesn't
saying.
seem like dragons are enjoying that spell.
Yeah.
Feel
just,
old yet?
it's just a world-ending spell. It's nothing,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's not going to get cast twice. Like, think of it the good way.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
cool.
there
Teletubbies
is a
are a
bone count, though.
metaphor for Matt.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're technically over
Yeah.
time, guys. But yeah, so this was cool. This is why I like running these kind of campaigns, because again, I mean, not only did you not have to go here, but you certainly probably weren't not even supposed to know or even understand any of this till much later. So it's great that you guys get a heads up on it.
I still don't understand it.
I'm
Oh yeah,
terrified that we know about it
it'll
now.
take a long time, I'm sure, to piece all this together. But just like we've already started with the I mean, like, you still don't really know what's going on with the Netherese monuments either. But same
I
thing.
feel like we're doing a puzzle. We're like putting together like a forest and a stream. And there's this like fiery orange corner we just found. Like, this is in here?
I also kind of expected, to be honest, that everyone starts taking a a freaking 10d10 aura that we just run anyway. But yeah,
Ha!
Well,
Yeah.
thankfully there's only one.
10d10s, I have 103 HP, so.
Yeah. No,
God,
yeah.
10d10.
It
Holy
was
shit.
It was 10d10 the whole time. So imagine, I mean, that's just. I'm not saying, like, for all you guys know, this was like a general or like a main boss or like a very important character that you just destroyed, or it was a foot soldier. So
Yeah, I
either way.
was like, what the fuck is it? What did we run into? We were like,
Yeah.
God.
You're gonna need a lot more D's to scare me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like there's a D's nuts comment to be made there.
This is why it's different, by the way. This is why there's not goblins invading everything or whatever. As a side note, because in the
That's a
original
bonus.
module, yeah, because in the original
I'll
module, this
take
whole place is
goblins.
surrounded by goblins. Yeah.
I'll take goblins over 10d10.
Yeah.
Let's just go wade through some goblins. Just fucking slaughter
Just
a whole like civilization of goblins.
when's
But
the
at least
last
you
time
guys know.
goblins have
So
done
that's the other thing. At
10v10?
least now you know where this thing is too. So if, for instance, that number ever becomes relevant again or whatever, at least you know where it's at now. So that's the
And
other thing.
it's a stone. It's like a headstone.
It looks like a gravestone. It looks like a giant gravestone that's
Okay.
built into the ground. Yeah.
We're gonna kick it over.
We gotta go find Ronald.
Yeah.
God,
Don't.
no, the
That's the
man.
other thing that's super hard with this kind of campaign. Complicated, I should say, not hard, but complicated. Because when you really need to find things, like obviously in most games and modules, it's just kind of like invented. But actually, you really have to find shit here. So that's the other thing. Like, let's say that one day you do have to find this shit. Like, you know how impossible that is. Like, until you get magic that can specifically find things you've never seen before, it's fucking like how would you ever know this was a nightstone in the fucking ruined castle? You wouldn't. So
Yeah.
you'll see. There's going to be lots of shit like that. But
Oh, one more thing for housekeeping, just so I can
Yeah.
update the notes. What happened to Elda? Did she just like
So-
leave with the rest of the party that left, or?
so that's what I was about to say. I think the thing that makes the most sense with Elda, since she told us at the end, is that she would go off and leave and do her own thing so that it's open
Okay.
ended and she can absolutely yeah she didn't die or anything. It's just she just
Yeah,
left.
I just wanted to make sure I reflected it in the notes.
Yeah.
And a lot of characters whose players have left us haven't met with such peaceful endings. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, in this case it doesn't make any other sense than her just
Hmm.
going off and doing her own thing.
let's see.
By the way,
Feather got
it